In the White House, President Eisenhower signs the proclamation that makes Alaska's entry into the Union official, nearly 92 years after Lincoln's Secretary of State bought the territory from the Russian Tsar for $7 million.
The Alaska Wild Project podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Barney's Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. The exclusive home of frontier gear built for the rugged Alaskan terrain. Your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Visit Barney's today at 906 West Northern Lights.
Arbor Digital, the forefront of digital assets, cryptocurrencies, and wealth management, providing a low-cost, research-based investment strategy for Alaskans looking to invest their hard-earned money. Visit arborcapital.io today to put your money to work.
Tailored Restoration 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Hit them up at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience.
Serrano's Mexican Grill, 2 locations, one on Tudor, one on Northern Lights. The Northern Lights location has their new tequila bar. Check it out. Also see their daily specials at serranosmexicangrill.com.
TheTreehouseAK.com, located at 341 Boniface Parkway, Alaska's own and grown cannabis and CBD store. Ask the bud tender what the strain of the day is to get your 10% off. The Treehouse, where the culture lives.
The Connoisseur Lounge, Alaska's premier locally owned and operated cannabis retailer, located in the heart of Palmer, Alaska. Their cultivated products include Snowcap Romance, Aurora Haze, Super Glue, and much more. Find them at theconnoisseurlounge.net.
AKO Farms, located in Sitka, Alaska, built from the ground up with concentrates as their single motivation, with exclusive products such as their sugar wax, full spectrum diamond sauce carts, and more. Ask your local bud tender about AKO. Marijuana has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming and addictive. Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence. There are health risks associated with consumption of marijuana. For the use of only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children, and marijuana should not be used by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
The Bait Shack, located on Ship Creek upstream of the bridge. Can't miss the bright red shack. They're the go-to fishing gear rental and guide service on Ship Creek. Tight lines and fish on. Come hook into the action with them. Hit them up at thebaitshackak.com.
Anchortown Dogs, located on 4th Avenue across from the old 4th Avenue Theater. Look for the blue and gold umbrella. From reindeer dogs to bomb euros, they've got you covered. Anchortown Dogs, your local gourmet hot dog and sausage cart.
Crude Magazine, Alaska-based media outlet using the last frontier as a springboard to discover larger truths about the cultures of our great state. Read more at crudemag.com.
Lawn Pro AK, Alaska's year-round professional property maintenance team. Services include snow and ice management, weekly lawn care, and more. Get your free estimate today at lawnproak.com.
Double Shovel Cider Company, located off of Arctic and 58th. Handcrafted Alaskan-made colonial ciders. They also have a tap room downtown on the corner of 5th and E. Stop by today and taste an award-winning cider.
Lady with a Plan, your own Alaska event planner. From scouting the perfect location to planning the tiniest details, specializing in event management and production for intimate social gatherings. Find Lady with a Plan on Instagram.
Ooh, man. Everyone's on point today.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys knowing the protocol, man.
Oh, yeah. Gotta wait.
Yep. Gotta make it happen.
That was beautiful, dude. That was beautiful.
That was excellent. Excellent. Welcome to Alaska Wild Project, episode 81. In the house today, we have Hunter and Gunnar from the Alaska Mint. Should be the Alaska Mint.
Alaska
It's
Mint.
It is the Alaska Mint. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Brandon,
What up, dog?
what's up?
I'm gassed, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like climbing up the stairs just now. I'm like, dude. And then
we were huffing and puffing getting up those stairs.
and you guys, thanks for helping with those boxes of merch, man.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I've like moved moose quarters and ribs for like 3 days in a row and unpacked and moved coolers and fucking dry bags and fuel jugs and unstrapped and restrapped and loaded machines like for it feels like 4 days in a row.
Yeah, those last 6 boxes were gonna kill you, I think.
Well, and then my wife gets home tonight and I walk in. I remember the merch is sitting in our living room downstairs. I'm like, this would be a good night to get that over there. I'll take the wife's truck, stuff it in there. And then I didn't want to deal with it until after. Then you guys are here, and you guys were here to help. I was like, all right, man, perfect. So,
Yep.
I'm just like, man, I would love to not like do any physical labor for 24 hours. Would be kind of nice.
No, that's not allowed.
No, not at all. But
It's not quite winter yet.
no, I just, it like, you guys know, we were talking about it before the show started. You're prepping for your moose hunt. And you guys are super excited. You can tell you're all fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm just like, just dragging ass coming up the steps like, oh, my God.
Carrying those boxes is why we got the invite to this moose hunt. You know what I mean? Like, we're there to carry.
Yeah.
There we go, man.
Yep. So
Yeah,
we're stoked to
pack
carry
mules.
anything.
Hell yeah, man. So, yeah, thank you for that. But, yeah, I'm just, like, kind of like hitting the wall here right now.
Well, congratulations on the moose. Congratulations on the bear.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Making it safe.
Yep.
Some people have probably seen the post from Brandon's hunt. Beautiful. Is that 6 brow tines on one side, or is that one like shy?
I had my neighbor come over and look because I want to get his opinion. And like the general rule of thumb is if it's as tall as it is wide, right? It's like
or
worthy
an
of
inch.
It is an inch. It looks an inch, like on the one side, and then.
Did you guys see it?
No.
No.
All right,
Yeah.
I got it right there on the.
Oh, that's a.
So we had it as a 6x3.
Dang.
So that you guys see those last 4 brow tines on that left side. That inner one is like pretty stubby,
Yeah, you can tell.
but it's like I think it's as wide as tall or whatever that rule is. I don't know, man. My neighbor came over. Those eye gougers in the center though are the baddest ass thing about that thing.
Dude, how long is that?
Oh man, they're like 24 plus inches, man. They're huge. You know what's crazy? Coincidental is that grizzly had these gnarly holes in one in his neck and one in his face that was all gangrened up, like infected.
Oh, I'll show you guys the grizzly. I didn't post it because there's a lot of haterism. If you post bear pics on Instagram, there's like people from all the world want to kill you.
Yeah, I mean,
You get
not that we
family you
really
haven't
care
talked to
about
for
that,
years
but
talking about, what are you doing, man?
Yeah,
Man, we post polar bear claws and we don't get that much hate.
Oh, man,
Just
dude.
don't
Yeah,
promote it in
right?
California.
Yeah. You see a dead one, and it's like, "Wah." There it is.
yeah, it's a pretty nice bear.
So do you think that moose got it with the antlers? Is that
Well,
what you're saying?
yeah, that's what I was kind of alluding to. I don't necessarily think that moose did it, but it just is. I was like, did he like tangle with something, like maybe another bear, But then it would have like bite punctures or slashes.
Yeah.
It had like 2 distinct like pokes in it. So I was like,
I bet that
wonder if he
happens.
went and tangled
100%.
with a moose. Yeah, because there wasn't a lot of moose moving, and I think the bulls were just hunkered down, kind of
Yeah.
waiting for like the cool temperature shift or whatever it is that like clicks the rut on.
So that's what our buddy, he's been waiting and looking and calling us, and he said it's finally cold, they're finally moving, and that's
Nice.
why he called
go time.
yesterday, today. He's like, you got to get down here. I'm like, we got something to do. We got
Yeah,
something to do.
cool, man. Yeah, appreciate you guys, carving out an extra day to come in here and do it and
Oh,
get
it's
to talk
fun.
about this fun stuff. Because now I'm excited to hear about your guys' hunt when you get back.
There we
Yeah,
go.
we're excited to go, and we'll get some tips from you too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's the guy you want the tips.
Yeah,
Who's the moose caller here?
We've yet to find out.
Yep.
This will be our first moose hunt.
Really?
what?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
God! Right on,
Yep,
guys.
first moose hunt. So
Wow.
we've got a very experienced friend of our father's, and
Okay.
he finally invited us. Not finally, we finally asked and at the right time, and he invited us, and we're gonna go.
Is Pops going, or just you guys and the buddy?
Someone has to work.
Yep,
So,
so got to run the shop.
yep. So he's
Boys
running
are
the
going
shop.
That's funny. That's
But
funny.
He thinks that's a lot easier than packing out the moose. So
Oh yeah,
we'll be all right.
Wow,
Those
very
guys get old like that, and like my dad, he's just like, I'm coming, but I'm not gonna help a lot.
exactly.
He's not even gonna be up for breakfast, man. This guy didn't make it till lunch.
Yeah, we have our my buddy Eric there that got the bull. His dad, he's 66, and he comes into camp every year.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
And I love having him on. And this trip, he was a little bit like down on himself. He's like, I just didn't feel like I was really doing my part. And he kind of tweaked his knee a few weeks before the hunt. And I'm like, dude, you're not expected to move crap around and unpack and repack. You're our like camp roost, man. You hold down the fort.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you bring good vibes. You know, we come down from our knob every day. He's got a fire going.
Oh,
He's
that's
got the
nice.
lantern on. So it's like the porch lights on and the fire's going. And,
Yep.
you know, the cold
Exactly.
beer's right there. And, you know, he cooked us 2 or 3 dinners. So he had dinner ready one night when we came down from a blowing wind all day. I mean, we were just like,
The weather's been
just so weathered out.
ridiculous.
We racked up like 8 straight hours up there that like afternoon into the evening, just wanting a moose to come out so bad, you know. And then we kind of deflated a little bit, like, God, man, another day down, no moose. Go down there, and he's got the stew boiling and the fire cracking. I'm like,
yeah.
you don't think you did much, bro? Yeah, right, man. You just made like nights for us.
Yep. You did everything.
Man,
No,
so
for sure.
they're not expected to go down and pack a quarter or hold a leg or anything.
pack
Man.
mule.
It's like, no, you just hang out,
Yeah.
kind of like a mascot.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
our dads, we go duck hunting every year. That's
Okay.
that's the tradition. And at this point, it's turn 2. He's there for the limit. He helps with the limit. You know what I mean? And food's always ready. Like you get back and you know.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
like, I'm so hungry for breakfast. Like, and you get back and it's going.
It's there.
Going, yeah.
That's the funny thing. When I took out my 2 uncles and my dad, I had been hunting with my dad for like 30 years, and I'd never been hunting with my uncles. One's from Florida, and so he had never been like on any of this stuff, and he's just like stunned and in awe. And then the first thing I tell him, I was like, "There's one thing I don't do. I don't cook breakfast."
That was it.
That was it. I said, other than that, I'm gonna do it all. I'll have coffee ready. Last man up's got to make the breakfast, and that was the rule, and they did it.
That
was
works.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
I saw that on your last post or on a recent post that it said last man up makes breakfast and first
Yeah.
man up makes coffee, and that's a good way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's just how it
But
is.
to tell him straight up, that's a big move right there.
Yeah, you gotta tell them, man, because then you're all on the tent, and they hear the first guy like rustling. And he's like, "All right, well, I got 2 more guys." You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the last guy.
Yeah.
And then that last guy
right.
can't sleep, dude. Everyone's out there, you know,
Yeah. Clink, clink,
clink,
clink,
clink,
and
dun, dun,
banging
dun, dun,
around.
dun, and
Yeah.
oh, I see something, and you don't.
Yeah, I pride myself on being first man up, and I get coffee going. I boil water the night before and put it in a thermos, and then I can drop it back in the teapot and get it boiling right away.
Smart.
Put it back in the thermos so that me and Eric, usually the first ones, we get our coffee, get up, and then I'll refill it so that when the other 2 guys get up, all they got to do is drop it in the cup and throw the instant coffee in there. And
What time is the alarm clock?
it was 5, but we didn't get out of bed until 6-ish.
Okay, but the first one's going off at 5.
Yeah, like Eric sleeps through his alarm.
Yeah.
And so it's just like it goes and goes, and I'm like, bro, turn the thing off. Then mine fires off at like 5:30, and then it goes for like 4 snoozes. Yeah.
So the goal is 6 o'clock out of the tent.
6:15.
Okay,
Yeah. Get a cup of coffee, get things moving, if you guys know what I mean, in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get that taken care of, and then get to the knob before 7 when the sun comes up.
Yep.
Start the glass and move. So
I've been asking people that because my brother just got back, and congratulations to him too. He got a nice moose.
Did he?
Yeah, he got a moose.
Really?
He got a nice one.
Oh, sweet.
Not as nice as that one, but it's like
man,
really
the moose
dark.
is a moose.
I was talking to a teacher friend of mine, and he's a big moose hunter. He's got like 8 kids, and they all he's got like 6 tags. I was like, well, man, can I be your kid? And so he's like ultimate hunter guy, you know, and they got like 4 moose, he said, and they're going out like 3 different boats and just like doing it big, you know. And So I've been asking, like, what time is the wake-up time? What time do you guys get out there? And I was asking my brother, like, what time is the alarm clock going on? Because I'm just curious how other people do it. Because we were doing the 5:30, but realistically, you're snoozing 2-3 times.
Yeah.
And then you finally like, oh, okay, I got to get out of 10 at 6. And it's so hard when the tent is frozen or it's pouring rain.
Oh, in a tent, any rain is pouring rain. You're just like, no, it's not worth getting.
It's not even really that bad, but it sounds like it's getting after
Right.
it.
Sounds way worse.
Pat.
Yeah.
You get out, it's perfectly, it's like sunny.
Yeah. Like I can hold the pee a little bit longer.
Well, as you mentioned, thank you guys for helping us bring in the boxes of the merch.
Yeah.
By the time this show comes out, all that merch should be on the website, AlaskaWildProject.com. We have 3 different color hoodies, 3 different color shirts, 2 or 3 different color hats. So get in there. I know everyone's getting that big money dividend on Tuesday. So spend some money on some local companies. Go to Alaska Mint, get you some investment gold. Get you some Alaska Wild Project hoodies. Support some of these companies out here, some of these local guys out here. That's really what that dividend is for, is to boost our economy. So I highly encourage you guys to spend it locally versus, Amazon or one of those other companies that got plenty of money.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like that.
And speaking of merch, I was getting my hair trimmed for this because I'm like, YouTube, man, this is intense. I gotta go get a haircut. So I go see
Get her trimmed up?
my hairstylist, and I'm like mentioning why, and she's like, "Oh man, my boyfriend has all the merch. He listens to that podcast every week." I'm like,
"Oh, sick.
What are the chances of that?"
Oh, that's hilarious.
Never brought it up before in my life. So,
Yeah.
Oh, way cool.
I definitely wanted to share.
And
that
for
with
those
you.
of you that are just looking, these boys have the epicest flow I've ever seen, dude.
That is flow. That is like
Yeah.
legit flow.
It's the opposite of Brandon's flow.
Oh, Brandon has no flow. Brandon is shiny. I got a beard. That's all I got.
Beard flow.
That's right.
The beard flow is real nice.
And
The
it's
beard
on
flow is-
point.
Yeah, it's
Thank
on
you.
point.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up another thing. Finally got with Aquatraction Alaska. That's their Instagram handle, Aquatraction Alaska. These guys, out of the whim, like a couple months ago, he hit me up and he made us these cooler, like if anyone has like a Yeti, you know that those surfaces are slippery, and what they do is they make these covers that stick on the top of your Yeti, or they can be like a mat, or they're mostly for boats. They do it all for boats, so you can get custom things made so that when it's wet it doesn't slip. And so they'll engrave your logo.
Clean fish on it and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's super
So
nice.
Aquatraction Alaska, these guys are doing dope stuff. I saw that Barney's had floor mats made for them, but what really they specialize is stuff for people's boats, ocean boats, jet boats, any like surfaces where you're like moving up on steps or you need a place to clean the fish or anything like that. They can do whatever color you want. They can engrave whatever you want. And these boys are local, doing it all right here. So check those guys out, Aquatraction Alaska. Thank you so much for this. This one's actually for you, Brandon.
Oh, cool.
That's for your little Yeti.
Yeah, the little 45, yeah.
And I'm following them right now. That's awesome.
And this one is
Sick.
for the 65 Yeti.
Nice.
Nice.
And so they do all kind of cool stuff. So if you're a company out there that's looking to get some floor mats done or some cool stuff, hit them up. They're doing all this stuff locally, and it's legit stuff.
Yeah, that's dope. I want to resurface the floor in my jet boat.
You should look at them, dude, because they do like even like if you look up at their. Let me pull them up real
Yeah,
quick.
do that.
They have like they just did this other boat, and this dude pulled up. So he pulls up to the school that I work at, and he's like, "I'm in a boat. I got a boat." So I come out there, and it ain't no just regular boat. This dude had like, I think this is the boat he had with him. That ain't the boat. It was a huge
It's like a sea arc.
airboat. Airboat. It was an airboat. So look at this is the kind of stuff they do.
It's a Woolridge.
So you see all that matting
Oh, wow.
all on the side, so it's
Oh, that's
non-slip
so
because
cool.
everything's like wet. You know.
Oh, any fish slime on that, and you're just going down.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So this is another one that they just did. Here's some pictures of this that they did on this boat. So you can see
dude.
they'll line it up on whether it's stainless or aluminum or whatever that is. I'm not the metal dude. These are
it's
the metal
aluminum.
dudes you
Yeah,
probably know.
Woolridge.
So they could do anything you want. You can see how they do the little curves and all the little details and all that stuff. So just something cool, man, that's like maybe you didn't think you needed it until, you know, your wife busts her ass or something, and you're like, you know what, I need a mat there.
Yeah, it looks good too.
It looks great, man.
Yeah.
Our grandpa, we were cleaning fish on the back of his boat dip netting this year. It was our first time dip netting from the boat instead of the beach. And he has this place perfect for filleting fish, except he doesn't want fish scales on it. And we filleted
get it dirty.
50 fish on that place where he didn't want fish scales. So he would have been really happy with that mat. Maybe we'll give it to him for Christmas.
There you go. And they even do cool stuff. Like, look at this one. It looks like it's like wood, like for that, whatever that boat is. That's a pretty fancy boat. Yeah, so, man, shout out to those guys, man, doing cool stuff. So I just figured I needed to give them a little shout. Yeah, look at that one. And even with the little things all on the side. Yeah, so they so custom do. Oh, and I meant to tell you, they do custom Argo racks. Oh, they do custom ATV racks. They build these boats from scratch, dude. All of it. They do the whole thing.
Well, Aquatraction is.
Well, Aquatraction is that, but the dude who does it works for Low Pine. Okay. Low Pine Fabrication, I want to say it's called. Man, I'm sorry if I mess it up, but I'm pretty sure it's Lupin or Low Pine Fabrication. I should be for sure about that, actually, dude. Let me check it out.
Do the double check.
Yeah. Anyway. Check those dudes out.
Well, thank you very much, Aquatraction. That's sick. That thing's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's a handy product right there.
Yeah, and I just like trashed the top of my little Yeti cooler because I had to I just got an Argo before we left, and I had to get all my shit in it, and the other two had trailers. So I was trying to get so creative on how to get all my crap, and I bring the big camp tent. It's an 8-man Cabela's Instinct. So it's like a Kwanzaa hut looking thing. It's just massive, like 90-pound tent. And so it takes up a whole Magnum Cabela's dry bag.
Yeah. Wow.
Full. Fills it.
We have the Arctic oven, like same thing.
Yeah. Right.
It's so big.
So big. I think that's even bigger.
It's just enormous.
You have the 10x10 or the 12x12?
10x10.
With the stove and the whole shit?
Thought we were getting the small one.
It's a barrel, dude.
It is the small one.
Yeah, that thing's a barrel, man. It's huge.
Yeah. But I had my like toolbox on like an action packer, and then my toolbox, and then my action packer, and then my Yeti cooler. Then I have this toolbox. We talked about it on our last episode. It's just got like everything in it. You know, it's like one, like almost suitcase. Like, oh man, it's
like a toolbox.
A toolbox, man.
Okay,
like
I think everyone's seen that.
Okay, yeah. Anyway,
you want me to pull up a picture?
Come on, I'll see. Yeah. Stanley brand is a good one. Yeah, just like rubbed on that top of that cooler, and if I had that, I would have not even moved.
Yeah, just sick.
It would have just gripped it.
Yeah. They get super dirty too. It's like hard to clean that plastic off.
I was scrubbing it with a Scotch-Brite. It's nothing. It's like I was looking. I was like, damn. And my wife actually won it, got it for a gift at work. And well, as soon as you got it, I was like, yeah, I'll be using that. And I just rallied it, so now I can cover up the evidence.
Yeah. Big sticker.
That's right, man. Big, bright, beautiful sticker. It's gonna look great. Yeah. So that's cool, man.
I want to get into your guys's before we get into the shop stuff, just like your guys' history growing up here in Alaska. I know your dad and your mom from hockey back in the day. We made that realization before we started recording.
That's fun.
And I see where the hair comes from. Sorry, Mom. It's coming from Dad. But both your parents are amazing people. I've known them even before hockey. I knew them because we've had hot dog stands downtown for years, my family. So I've known we've been in front of your guys' store and Ferrandi's and, all that stuff.
The whole deal.
So I want to kind of get your guys' like opinion or feeling of what it was like growing up in Alaska with your parents being such integral parts of Alaska culture and like downtown and all that stuff. Like, what are some things that you remember?
Some things I remember. One thing that I remember, it's kind of random, but that stuck out is that like I would meet people and no one ever goes downtown. It was really interesting because that was a part of every day of my life growing up, always going downtown, so knowing what's downtown. And then it was really interesting hearing that people don't go downtown.
Locals.
Yeah, locals. The local people. Yeah, they're like, oh, I haven't been downtown in however many years. It's like, what? That's crazy. But yeah, they've it is cool because they are part of the culture. You know, we make stuff for Iditarod and stuff like that. So it's been fun being able to be like immersed in the experience of them creating this stuff that's also helping promote all the local activities going on and stuff. And then they're big promoters of us getting outside and hunting and doing everything like that. So.
And hockey, right? You guys play hockey?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
On the mint team? I gotta get on the mint team, dude.
You're on.
I'm not that good, but I could I'll show up.
We play beginner C.
Perfect.
Yep, adult league, beer league hockey.
Cool.
So dad gets to play, everyone gets to play. There's no pressure, you know.
Nice.
There's maybe 2 fights a season, a good season.
Yeah.
And so
it's bound to happen, though.
Yeah, it's part of the
Was
game.
it the green and red jersey with like a gold logo back in the day?
No, it's
or was it white?
It's white with it. Back in the day, it was white with like sparkly silver stripes. You can't even get those anymore.
That's exclusive.
You can't even get them anymore. They're so classy. Now we're maroon and a black M, a little more toned down. But those original jerseys, we have them on our wall, man.
Yeah,
those things are pieces of art.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah,
They were made locally here too.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yep. They look good.
Cool.
Is there a memory that stands out for you?
Just like in general.
Yeah, just like a young downtown around the shop.
It was just
some crazy guy comes in.
Yeah, that's my newer memories. I don't know if I remember. Mainly, I remember we would go around and we wanted to be very helpful, and so we would go around and we would put price tags on things, and we'd make things like paperclip necklaces, which are very
$10,000,
very beautiful, and we'd throw $10,000 price tags on them, and for some reason we never got our sale, and so we learned a little bit on
Little
pricing
overly inflated
structures.
there. Yeah.
Yep. And,
Find your price points.
Yep. And there's a lot of learning in that, and we had a great time. It was just apparently a mess after a day we showed up at the store, because we would just grab a set of keys and have free reign, and we would be readjusting cases and just tearing it up,
driving dad nuts. Huh?
Yeah, mostly everyone who had to keep this like display looking good nuts.
Oh yeah, fingerprints all over the glass.
Every ring moved to a new spot. Yeah.
You know, it's funny you mentioned the downtown thing. Like, I'm kind of one of those people. I mean, I go downtown, but not a lot. And I don't really know my way around there that well.
Yeah, that's shocking to me.
I've lived here my whole life, and I go down there, and like, you know, my wife's like, "You don't even know where to fucking park." And I'm like, "You're right, I don't." I'm like, I can never find parking. I'm like, always get frustrated because it's like, because our downtown's kind of, not really I don't know. Is it disorganized? Is that really the right word? I don't know.
I think people just don't know.
Alaskans are just disorganized once they get to a downtown. Like
we're surrounded by all these buildings.
There's one ways.
Yeah, they don't like the one ways. People complain about that a lot.
Okay, that's very true, because when I go to big cities, you know, being an Alaskan person,
you're
just like, oh my god, I guess you're going down one ways and shit. Yeah, you get all messed up.
So it's like a small level of that. But there's like behind us, there's a parking lot that could fit half the city.
Yeah, right.
It's just giant parking lot. It's
right there, man.
Yep. It's no worries.
But everyone's circle and trying to find the one spot.
Trying to find the meter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Actually, last night we went to go eat, and we went to Orso's, which reopened, which was great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
And my wife's like, "Where are you gonna park?" I was like, "I'm gonna park right here." You know, I know all the parking guys. You know, these guys ain't gonna. They're not even working right now. It's like 6:30.
Right,
these guys is working and it's raining. Like, they ain't coming out here.
Oh yeah,
like it's in the yellow. I was like, yeah, it is in the yellow. It's right up front, isn't it? Let's get out the car. But like, yeah, I grew up downtown. Me and my brothers, and you know,
so you know what's good.
I know what's good. I know where to go. I know the alleys. I know where to park. You know, like the little spots. And even like, this is kind of off topic, but like you get tourists that come to town, and you guys probably hear them, and they go visit like the marijuana shops, and they come back and they get a hot dog, and they're like, "Man, where can I smoke this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, where can I go for this? He's like, "I can't go in the hotel. I can't go over here." I was like, "Man, just walk. Let's go right around the corner right there. You'll be just fine. Just walk right there and you go." Yep. And they just go do it, and they come back, and then just buy some hot dogs, and then they're like,
close to the hot dog stand.
That's right. Why don't you get 2 hot dogs?
Yep, that is a new one for us for sure. Yeah, we've gotten to see that whole rise of.
There's been a lot of changes,
there's
man.
There's a lot more businesses downtown because of it. I mean, there's like 2 dispensaries per block. It's crazy. So it's just
I just saw a new one too. I just saw a new one. Like last year was like the Mexican consulate, and now it's like a weed shop.
And they're doing way more and keep fast.
Is that kind of like how it works with like old strip joints and they turn into churches?
Yeah, exactly.
And so the consulate turns into a weed shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
El Gringos.
That's how we. Yeah, up here in AK, we just do things a little different.
Yep. No, there has been a lot of changes, man, downtown. I would say that, I mean, you guys are probably a testament too. Like, it was really bad as far as like homeless and people like that. And then it got a little better. And it seems like right now it's a little crazy, man. Like, you don't want to go into that Petrovich Park after 8.
Yeah, it's nice though, because our dad, right when he moved in, he's like, got pictures. There's like 35 people hanging out in front. And they were a different kind of people than the people that hang out in front now. But it was still like this huge problem. So it's not like it's getting worse or getting better. It's just like kind of continuing.
Yeah.
It seems like in one sense, they do different types of drugs and have different. Now I feel like it's more mental health issues rather than
100%
hanging out to drink.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to be what's going on. But yeah, it's nice knowing that it's not just like this brand new thing that our generation has to take on. Like, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
Everyone's fighting this and just trying to make the best of a terrible situation.
Yeah, he said like 30 years ago when they first got the building, you couldn't even get tourists to come across the street, like E Street. It was like right there. There was like, they would stay on this side and they wouldn't come on our side. So like over the years, it's clearly gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's nice to hear.
In 30 years, we've got them to move half a block. And we're really happy about that.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a weird, like right when you get to that Sunshine Building, it's like, ooh,
yeah,
do I want to turn around now?
Yep. Totally. That's the wall. Is that Sunshine
line.
Building.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys remember when there was McDonald's in there?
That's
do.
That's what it used to be.
us.
Yeah.
The building
So
was.
we don't remember.
Oh, you guys were the McDonald's.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
were
moved
the
to
McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was an Islands restaurant.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. That's
So
right.
when you walk in our building, there's like these baby blue water looking ground, and then there's like these islands, and every 6 months,
a golden arch.
every 6 months I have this big fight with my dad about we need new floors. It looks crazy, but it looks pretty classic. You'd hate to kill it.
Yeah, there's a lot of history right there.
Yeah, yep. He's
That's
like, they
true.
look great. He loves
Yeah,
them.
leave it the way it is. Huh?
Yep.
There were holes in the floors from the soda lines, from the soda machines going like downstairs to upstairs. And they're like, what are they going to do? Perfect coin size. So now there's coins in the floor, and every day, every person goes over there trying to pick up the coins out of the floor. It's
Oh,
pretty
really?
funny. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Every
Yep.
day.
Just make and do
Every
with what you
single day.
got.
So when they took over that place, was that the first time that the store opened, or was there like another location before that?
They were in a building right next door, like the brick building that's right next to it. They're
Okay.
renting out of that.
Okay, and then
Must
that,
wasn't a power move.
No, right across.
because that's a big space
It
that you guys are in now.
Really
Yeah.
big, yeah. So they went from renting, to they own the building now.
Oh, okay. They ended up buying the
renting
building.
next door to buying next door.
Oh,
Yep.
good move.
Was
back
it
then.
like was the timing just right and like the growth was needed for the extra retail space, or did they you'd have to grow into that?
They had to grow into it. They said
Oh,
once they first
okay.
got in there, like all the other store stuff was out. They're like, this is a lot of room on this retail floor. We got
okay.
So they didn't have that many like products picked out. So they had to grow into it for sure.
Yeah, grow into it.
Is the building include like Tequila 61 and the little strip on the side, or is it separate? Right
They're
there?
separate, so that's the
Okay.
building we were in.
Okay.
Is that Tequila? We were in Tequila 61. That was
Oh,
our,
right.
That was
That was
Okay.
like on the corner.
Yep. And then
Yep.
we moved left one building.
Okay,
Alright.
and that's its own separate
Own
thing.
separate,
that was the
fully
McDonald's.
separate.
That was McDonald's. We have the
Okay.
coolers
That's right.
downstairs. They're like fully in there, like these giant
Walk-in
freezers.
fridge. Yeah.
Oh, really?
really?
Yeah.
Man, you got some room for some hot dogs?
Unfortunately, before our dad became a hunter, he paid to take out the cooler units. I'm like, now you're gonna have
man.
to pay to put them back
Oh,
in.
man.
Put a couple moose in here.
Oh my god, that'd be so nice.
It would have been like
Yeah.
a butcher's shop.
You could hang your meat for like weeks.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you
Oh,
could do
yeah.
it right.
Yeah.
But he just that wasn't what it was about at the time.
No. He needed a space.
Yep. He needed to put some boxes down there.
Storage.
That just got me thinking about what's the Salt Bay guy with the gold steak.
Yeah.
You seen that before?
No. What?
There's this guy. I don't know. He's like, I don't know where he's from, but he like has this like crazy expensive like steak restaurant. There's probably a couple now, but like the first one was in like Miami, and he's like from the Middle East or something like that. But his whole thing is like this steak that's like wrapped in like a gold flake. I want to say, is that the right
It's
word?
like foil. It's like tin foil.
It's like a tin foil, but made out of like real gold. So the steak is I don't know how much money, and all the videos is like Kim Kardashian, and he like cuts it and does like this funny salt thing, and he like feeds the people. You know what I'm saying? The thing, and it's like just an Instagram like deal. Salt Bay.
Check it out.
Seems like it's like a $1,200 steak.
Is that what it
You
is?
can get that gold foil for probably $4. So
Oh, man,
save
good
it
for
and
him.
cook it at home.
We can hook you up with that gold foil.
You know a little bit about that, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I met a guy one time, and he claims that this half-ounce gold nugget he swallowed every day and recovered and swallowed every day cured his cancer. And
Whoa.
he stopped going to chemotherapy, and that's his cure is
Swallowing the gold, letting
Sifting it out.
sifting, panning it out,
Oh.
and getting it
Gross.
back, hopefully running some water on it and just tossing it back.
Wow. How big was it?
Well, yeah, he said it was a
Half
half ounce.
A half ounce?
So it's like that. It's like that big.
It's
I
a
mean,
chunk to
it's a
swallow.
chunk. It's a bigger pill than you've ever
So
taken.
you felt like his blood soaked it up, and the
I don't know.
gold
I don't really know
went
what
through
he
his
thought.
veins.
I don't know what he thought. He found a Wikipedia page that I've never seen, but
Dr. Google.
yep. But he was alive to tell me the story, so
Yeah.
He's a DJ now, right outside the 4th Avenue Theater outside.
outside. Yeah, outside.
Friday nights.
It's under the canopy, I hope.
I actually feel bad because there is those dudes that go out and do the DJs. There's been obviously lots of people that have gone downtown and done music and stuff like outside, but there was this one guy who's been consistent putting on like shows on the weekends, and he would always be under the 4th Avenue Theater like little rain guard or whatever. And the other weekend I went out, and I was like, damn, this dude's thing's gone, man. Because they, obviously they're tearing down the building, and they tore that whole thing down. And now he's on a cross. He's on like 4th and F, and he has like a canopy and all this stuff. He's like, yeah, my man's still hustling. He just put the canopy out there. Yeah, he's out there doing it,
Is
man.
that the homie that's by your hot dog stand?
Yeah.
The big dude with the great voice.
Oh, no, that's a different guy.
Okay.
That guy's good.
That guy, that's a different guy, yeah. But he does the same like 12 songs.
He's consistent.
No, that's a different guy. That I know that guy. I got a weird sticker from him one day. But I always give those guys some money or give them water or something that they want. But no, there's another guy who he brings out like all the equipment, dude. He's got like batteries, and he's got DJ tables and lights and speakers and like all
Mixers,
this stuff, like
the
a
whole
full
thing?
setup, dude.
Oh.
Like he's like at Coots, man. But he's right there on 4th Avenue. But I know the big black guy that does the singing,
he's
dude.
good.
Yeah. And he just sings like soulful like things, and he has his little mic, and yeah, he's good. There's been lots of acts.
The downtown acts?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I had a question about the downtown thing before we went away from it. You guys mentioned there was like business growth downtown with dispensaries and stuff like that. We've done really well, and I might be the only asshole that keeps bringing it up. But post-COVID, downtown Anchorage seemed like it changed a little bit as far as like its like liveliness. After this summer, do you feel like it's come back around?
I do. It seems like the people that are coming are more excited, and then they're doing cool stuff like in the parking lot behind us. They've been having concerts back there, which they never did before. So it seems like getting more like locals downtown too, which we've mentioned earlier. It's hard to do.
Good.
And then the tourists everyone's just a lot more excited.
Yeah, I had to ask because downtown had such a fun, like on the weekends especially, that vibe, right? All the bars are close, and the people are outside, and it went flat for a little bit naturally, right? Like a lot of things did. where people weren't congregating. Well, now that things have cleared up and you go downtown and it's like, oh, I think it's starting to get its like pulse back.
Yep.
And I feel like you guys would probably have the best thumb on the pulse, if you will, of that, right? Like it just...
We see the day a lot more than the night. So
Correct.
Which is when the locals show up is like at night.
Yeah, that's
there's
a good point.
lot of energy at night. But during the day is when we're there most of the time. But like pirate pub crawls this weekend, like that's gonna be a great time. It's always a great time.
I've always wanted to do that.
It's usually like we knew nothing about it, and you just see this mob of pirates come down the street.
What is going on?
How did we not know about this? But they've gotten better at promoting, and we're finally hearing about it earlier. And yeah.
Have you guys gotten down on that?
I haven't gotten down on it.
I feel like you guys would be the baddest ass pirates.
Yeah, man, you got the
hair and the beards and the gold. I mean, you guys would just be like,
I got the outfit for sure,
dude. You're the Booty Brothers. You know what I'm saying? Oh man!
Oh, that's a good one.
And I'm talking about the treasure.
I would say, Brandon, to your question there, it has bounced back. I would say 60 to 70% back as far as tourism.
It's bounced back. Tourism's like good, but there's definitely a big bounce in like young people hanging out downtown without anything to do.
Yep.
For sure.
That's good to hear. Because of the phone and the social media and there's a lot of distractions from being.
No, I mean like they're like doing drugs downtown without anything else.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got that
the other
kind of
guys.
stuff.
Yeah.
I thought they're like hanging out in a positive manner.
No.
Oh,
no,
I'm sorry.
I wish. Yeah.
Yeah, you looked at me weird. I'm like, that's good. No, my bad.
Wrong. Yeah.
I was like, they're not hanging out like
hanging out. No,
like doing jump rope and fucking.
No, there's a lot of mental health things going on.
No, I mean it is really rough. It is.
And downtown gets the brunt of it, I think, which is tough as trying to make it the face of Anchorage, like we are always obviously trying to do.
Yeah.
So it's just a tough management.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Yeah, I misunderstood. Yeah. I thought we were talking like.
I 100% agree with that because when you're downtown and you have a business downtown, you're approached by these like community members and these community groups and these people that are trying to advertise and things like that. And my conversation with them every time, I was like, well, what are you guys doing about all this that's happening down here, that like people are like wandering the streets acting crazy and there's nobody doing anything about it? You know what I mean? So like tourists are coming down and like they said, they're probably afraid now to be by that park. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy over there.
That park is,
you know what I'm saying?
No one goes to that Petrovich Park or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you go in there and there's like 40 to 80 people in there just doing whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of tweaking out, a lot of like.
When they hold an event there, which they do a lot of times, shout out to Anchorage Downtown Partnership, they hold events there. And the second they hold an event there and people are using the space, that all clears up. It it just takes people using the space versus like letting other people drive them away from the space.
Yeah.
It's nice to see, and it's encouraging to see, because if like, I don't know, businesses could get a couple food trucks going and maybe a little more activity out front, you're going to have a lot better people and a lot more action going on.
Yeah. Bring more of the good in.
Yep.
And it just kind of like pushes everything else to the outside.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
So we really, that's a big thing that Anchorage Downtown Partnership does that we're really thankful for. They're always throwing events.
Yeah, they do like live after 5 and stuff like that with just music.
Yeah, and then the music in the park that they're doing, a lot of that stuff is geared for kids and stuff like that. They are doing some really good stuff, and they're out there like cleaning the garbage cans, spraying the sidewalks, and doing all that kind of stuff. But this was the first time I ever seen them do those concerts back there behind you guys in the parking lot, like where that, like where the Saturday market used to be,
right? Yeah, mm-hmm.
Like they had some huge concerts,
huge names, the biggest names ever coming into town.
That was awesome, and that was like, it seemed like mostly locals. That was not a tourist thing. That was
for sure.
Yeah.
That was for
Definitely geared
locals.
towards
Locals were there. Like people brought lawn chairs and were sitting out there for hours waiting and like drinking and having a great time. Like it was awesome.
Yep.
We
It's
need
good to
more
see
of that. And also what like Showdown Production is doing when they shut down what's the road right there by Willowa?
Yeah, between Willowa and
That's all.
They have had
super nice.
awesome concerts there,
High
man.
Street.
Francis Dillon, Lupe Fiasco, all these things where they shut down that whole block and just like put the stage right on the street.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of stuff is what's going to bring more people, more local people downtown and just make it seem more vibrant and safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it feel a lot safer.
And
Yeah,
a
there's
lot-
stuff like that.
A lot of new art has gone up in the last year or two. We just noticed as we were walking today some new art on the Kobuk building. I'm not sure how new it is, but I know also Crystal Whirl from Southeast Alaska, the Tlingit artist. She did a giant piece somewhere downtown.
Yeah.
And there's just like a lot of new murals going up, which is cool because there's
Badass.
been murals, but some of them are getting a little outdated.
Getting weathered.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, you're right. You're right about that. They just put one up last year on 7th and E, right by the Atwood. There's like just a random flat wall right there that the whoever owned the building just decided to put some rad thing up there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cool art like that, which is awesome. And how they paint the trash cans. I don't know if people know that.
Yeah, those are cool.
That is cool.
Those designs are up there. And even like the random like bears, that the life-size bears that they have like painted, or I think the coolest one is the one with the extra tufts. Like
I like that
Annie
one too.
Corso's. Yeah. Corso
Yeah.
Graphics.
Yes, yeah, she's a really cool girl. Actually, she's on our list to bring her in this winter to come in with her
She's
stuff.
so talented.
Yeah, I've done some events with her for Skinny Raven and stuff like that, and she's down to come, but she's so busy, so it's like we'll lock her in one time here. And actually, we need to get her to donate something to that meat party.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
man, there
you
it
go.
is.
How you talking?
Yep.
Yeah,
We're always trying to think of how to bring in like Alaskan artists. It's always very colorful. Like her art's very colorful, and we have two colors, or if we're lucky, usually one color. And so trying to bring her art together on a coin, you'd have to do some maybe like enameling or something, but it would be so cool to see. We've always talked about it, and it would just be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, because like
absolutely.
certain art will transfer good onto a coin, and then other art will look beautiful, and then on a coin it's like, oh my gosh, you can't.
Oh,
no
it's like too busy?
distinction, right?
Oh,
Too
okay.
busy, and there's no color distinction.
Yeah.
There's just gold and silver.
Okay,
Two
so that
colors.
makes sense. So when they're gonna do an art piece, it's obviously those two colors.
Yeah, so you got basically, it's like black and white is what you're drawing in.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
right on. That didn't never cross my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But have you
people-
guys tried to do like crazy?
We try stuff all the time, and people send us for custom coins. Like the most recent one I can think of is this like it's fantasy, like Harry Pottery.
Okay.
There's like big, huge purple things, and it's like, oh man, this would just be like a weird texture. You would have no idea what that was by the time we were done with it, and it'd be like a guy with a wand, and it would look terrible.
Oh, just to be too much.
It would just be this mush with the right texture, but no context, basically.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
a small,
it's all
super small space.
Smashed in.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean, even
39
this-
millimeters.
39 millimeters. So, like the size of a silver dollar is our general size.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I want to
too
get back into
compact.
that. Let's take a quick break, and
Let's
then
do it.
I want to get back into some of that stuff.
Barney Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. Barney specializes in supplying hunters with the absolute best Alaskan-proven gear on the market for some of nature's most rugged and demanding terrain. Whether you're headed to the remote volcanic islands of the Alaska Peninsula in search of a brown bear, or the shale-infested glacial valleys of the Brooks Range for Dall sheep, it is critical you choose the right gear for your dream hunt. Don't miss Barney's exclusive brand, Frontier Gear of Alaska, tested from the high mountains of Tajikistan to the extreme conditions of Alaska. These products were designed for high performance and durability. Frontier Gear was derived from decades of experience hunting big game in Alaska. Paired with other top brands, it provides you the absolute best gear selection anywhere in the world. Stop in at Barney's Sports Chalet in Anchorage on Northern Lights, or check out their custom website and reference tool at barneysports.com.
Arbor Capital. Arbor Capital is based in Anchorage, Alaska, and it's your go-to wealth management company. Arbor Capital is at the forefront of digital assets and cryptocurrencies. If you've been looking to invest your hard-earned money, or you just want to learn more about crypto, blockchain technology, or digital investments, give their website arborcapital.io a visit. What's great about Arbor is they provide a low-cost, transparent, research-based investment strategy for digital assets and traditional investments as well. Arborcapital.io is your first step in putting your money to work. Let one of Arbor's investment professionals walk you through your options for financial growth and security. Start investing for the future today at arborcapital.io. Arbor Capital, your Alaska digital asset company.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience. At Total Truck, you can find brands such as ARE, RSI Smart Caps, Goose Gear, iCamper, Front Runner, Rigid Lights, Rhino Linings bed liners, and everything you need to outfit your truck or SUV. Alaska Overlander provides 4x4 vehicles and expedition trailers, custom modified for Alaskan adventures and outfitted with rooftop tents, fridges, and all the camping and cooking gear you need to start exploring. Visit them at alaskaoverlander.com. What were you saying again?
So it's definitely like the type of homeless person. Now I would not consider homeless, but mentally ill, and they are definitely like just seeking and in need of help versus the people who my dad and grandfather, because we've been doing this since the 60s. Yeah. The type of people they experienced were drunk and they wanted to be drunk, and
it was a choice.
Completely coherent of what they were doing, and we have like hundreds of pictures of our dad hanging out with these guys, happy outside of their store. It's like no one was fighting. It's like everyone was having a good time. It was just a kind of like you partied too much, and now it's completely different.
Yeah. You got to like determine, is this like a hostile situation? Is it like just a harmless situation?
It's always harmless still, but it feels more hostile because it's so much more unexpected. Like you know what to do with the drunk person. Like you know what to expect. And you don't.
They're on some crazy drugs.
Yeah.
A lot of those people down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because I mean, you have to like, you guys don't have you have a day job, but it's not like you work for a company. You guys are in the family. This is your business. This is your livelihoods.
Yeah.
And it's part of like your daily thing. Like you got to go down there. You got your business to run. You got your thing to do. And then you have this kind of distraction.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like part of the day now.
An hour a day goes to at least every day.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. Just like outside of the store, not even people trying to come in the store, just trying to keep everything clean and cleaning up after people in the morning and cleaning them out, getting them moving. Yeah.
You guys have like adapted to almost like the thicker skin to it. Like
you get this thicker skin. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know about thicker skin because we're like, man, when every time we see 40 degrees, we're like, you guys. There's shelters open. Our uncle works at a shelter, volunteers at a shelter on the weekends a lot of times. Oh, and he's like, we got beds open, so it's a choice. So that gives you a weird feeling, a weird way to look at it, for sure.
Yeah. And you guys just want better for our community, right?
Yeah, I mean we just want clean. If you need to sleep somewhere and like you're clean about it, we have no problems. Like, you got to do what you got to do. But there's people that are extremely they're just so off the rails that they want to attack things, and that's just unfair to the rest of us.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But you definitely get, and there's a lot of them that are guys that are like super stoked to clean up after these other guys and like make amends to try to keep the whole community together. And those guys are really cool. Those guys are really cool.
They're in a hard spot, but they're like, hey, like we don't want these guys making us look bad.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of
Exactly.
Interesting.
They're like, and they'll like intervene if like someone's like freaking out and like they see, you know, I don't take jujitsu, so maybe they notice I'm talking to a bigger guy and I'm
okay.
about to get my ass kicked, and they'll intervene and they'll be like, you know, this situation doesn't need to happen, and yeah, like let's just all do this. So it's really cool. There's a full community out there, and everyone's trying to work together.
That's a good, nice little positive on that. Yeah.
What's the current price of gold?
It's right
Like-
around a little over 1,700 an ounce.
$1,700 an ounce.
$1,700 an ounce. Yep.
Do you guys like get that report like daily, or how does that number? Who decides that number, and how do you receive that information?
I would love to know who decides it. Who knows who decides it?
Okay.
But, it's updates. It's like a market that's open, so it's like closed on the weekends. But then during the day, you can check it, and it's changing constantly.
Okay, it's not like crypto; it's on all the time.
It's based on how much is bought and sold, basically. No, it's not like crypto on all the time. But
Okay.
so that's how they determine the price. I don't know who decides what that price is, but
Do they come out with the price like they do like with the stock market? Like it's opening up at 8 on Monday, and we're going to know the price.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the stock price can be less than the true mining price.
Okay.
But because most mines aren't a dedicated, like only finding silver mine, they find a bunch of other things. They just find stuff and they'll store it till the price rises to a point that it makes sense for them to sell it.
Gotcha.
So the price is determined by the market, not by the miners. So it can be super undervalued or super overvalued at times.
Okay.
Which is weird.
They don't even have really any silver mines that just mine silver now because it's so expensive. So they have to, like, silver's the byproduct when they're getting copper or gold because they have to move so much material. It costs, I think, like it's over $1,000 to find an ounce of silver that you can sell for $20-something. So they have to do, it's like a byproduct now. It's like the secondary thing that they find.
That makes sense. I would say that Alaska is probably top. I mean, in the minds of the average person, like I don't know facts, but in the mind of the average person, Alaska is probably one of the top 3 historical places where gold has been found, where the average man at some point in history, whether it was in the Klondike days or the Big Gnome days, where a man could go and try his best to become rich by mining with his hands.
Totally. Yeah, we're like the last place. You know,
Are we the last?
Because it was everyone kept going west, and there's probably a place in Russia because they're just a little bit further. But everyone just kept going west, and we're the furthest west and furthest north. So we're as hard as you get. But there's still a lot of gold out there. Like that's not a dead dream at all by any means.
Yeah.
We've had 1 ounce nugget found in Dawson Creek, which was the creek that started it all, like 100 years ago. So
still gold there.
It's not like they missed it, but every time the snow melts, it pumps new gold down these rivers and it recharges them. And so some creeks just keep producing.
What's your guys' opinion on the publicity and the Hollywoodism of like gold in Alaska? Because obviously it's become famous because of these shows like I can't even name the show. Gold Rush and the one in Nome and Mr. Gold and all these things that have pretty much highlighted these families or these people that are doing that. Do you guys feel that that's like positive, or do you feel like that might be a negative?
I think it's super positive. I think it gets everyone excited about it. It does portray that finding larger nuggets sometimes is more common than it is. We like to say less than 1% of gold is big enough to pick up with your finger, found in Alaska. So 99% is what they call sugar. And but for the show, they want to find nuggets.
Yeah, like chunks.
Yeah. So the bigger the better, and so they're encouraged to show those more, and it's not necessarily found at that amount.
It's not realistic.
Yeah. It's extremely rare to find a nugget.
Yeah.
And so that's where we come in, for sure, is we're the nugget collectors. You sell your sugar to someone who melts it down, turns it to the gold and like the base of your ring, and or a gold bar or something like that. But we collect the nuggets and use them in jewelry or do other things.
How often would you say someone's coming into the store with some nuggets to sell, or does it depend on like the market?
It depends on the market and the time of year. So like right now, a lot of the miners are coming in because it's starting to get colder, and then even a little bit more as it starts freezing up. Then they'll come in and show us what they got for the season, and then like at the spring too, for the beginning of the season when they're calculating their expenses and everything, then they'll be like, all right, I want to save this one, but I guess I might have to go sell it to buy this sluice box
piece
or
of
whatever.
Equipment or whatever.
Right.
How many other games in town are there like you guys?
There's a few, yeah.
There's a few?
Definitely quite, I mean, a lot of people buy gold, and the people that get it, the first dibs are generally people like bartenders. So like the bartender in Nome, Alaska, that guy or gal now, but he used to be a guy, he had first dibs on all the nuggets because you'd go straight in there and he'd want to trade and you'd want alcohol, and it's hard to get cash because it's late at night. It's like, all right, let me get that gold. We'll do this up.
Wow.
Yep.
What a perk. What a perk.
There's a hotel owner we know, and he's an old guy, man, and he's got 10 fingers for 10 rings, and he's got 2 bracelets and a watch, and
just chunked out
6 nugget necklaces, and I mean he's like Mr. T from Nome. I mean, it's crazy.
I will say that I think that style of art,
that's sick.
Actually, it's never died. I wouldn't say it ever died, that style of jewelry. But I want to say it's coming back now with people in my generation.
Absolutely.
People that have been successful in business and chunky, like our friend Josh. Bootsy. He's got all the gold stuff and the rings and all that stuff. So I feel as if now, within the last couple years, like my generation, if people have become successful, you'd rather have something that's like Alaskan gold art / jewelry
tangible
versus item. Whatever, a platinum whatever.
Yeah, we've noticed that a lot too, and like he likes to say that the people probably saw their grandparents wearing it. You see your grandpa with a gold nugget watch, and then once you come into some money, disposable money, then you're like, I want to get that cool gold nugget watch. So we've sold more gold nugget watches in like the past few years than ever in the past 20, so it's definitely starting to come back.
It's a trend.
Yeah, everyone likes the big. They're throwing nuggets on everything back then, so a lot of the pieces that we sell are like estate pieces too. So they were built like in the 80s or the 70s, and so.
So how does it work if someone's like, hey, I got this gold, I want to create this watch?
So they're like, hey, I got this gold, and this is my grandfather's watch. That's how we got that one.
Oh, and so then you just create the band and create things around it?
Well, that we bought the whole thing until we paid the person who's selling it, and then we try to get it out for half of what it would be for us to make it. So our antique jewelry is like a super good deal.
That thing's cool.
Yeah,
I think it's rad.
Like to us, it's one of a kind. I mean, like, when are we going to see another one? And it's just like, how could you put more gold on that watch?
It's like, it's
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
And people, they just love them. And so the ram head is what started it all. The ram head with ruby eyes, and after that, like there was an oil field one, and there's like the miner's cross, and there's just all sorts of stuff. A moose head for the moose guys, and everything.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. That thing's cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you guys keep like a stock
super
of
light too. Like it's not even.
It's not bulky, but it's substantial.
It's like you could wear that all day. It's probably not cumbersome.
Yeah, once you can get the right fit.
Well, his left arm looks a little bigger.
That's a little hot.
Okay, so you guys could do like someone brings in and they want a custom watch for their dad or whatever like that. If they don't find something that you guys already have in there and they decide like, I want this being a part of it or this date or this whatever, you guys could do anything like that.
Yep. We do like fully custom. You're kind of limited on the nuggets because it has to be a material that you can solder to. So like as far as the watch, like the casing part, but yeah, we can customize them like that. We'd like do them to our own watches, put nuggets on there, and customize it.
Yeah, man. You were talking about the grandpa, like the grandparents, like my grandpa Don, that guy. nuggeted out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
His
the look.
rings, his watches, just chunked.
And was he like an oil worker or something?
He was an old electrician.
Okay,
from
yeah.
back
So
in the
just
day.
all those
Yeah.
hard-working guys that made a ton
Yep.
of money.
Yeah.
And then the jewelers were just loving
Post
it. 'cause they had all
post
this
World War
gold.
II, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
come back. They're establishing their life.
Yeah, and
You
you got
know, and
just paid right to do that hard work.
Yeah, he did good. He did well. He retired well. I mean, I feel like he's passed a few years back now, but kind of like the last great generation. I don't want to say the last great generation, but that group of individuals of that era
Yeah.
are just kind of like what America's built on.
Oh yeah.
You
for
know?
sure. They're like they worked hard and they got paid extremely well for it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he huffed
they
and
got,
puffed
like-
asbestos for years.
But yeah,
I mean, he
For
like
sure.
went through it. You know what I mean?
for sure. Yeah.
Lied about his age to get into the war, and the whole
the
thing.
Our grandpa
grandpa
did that
the same
too.
thing.
Yeah, like it's
Yep.
just a thing that they did, and then they got out of the service and got a career and got gold watches. Like they, they got chunked out, man.
Exactly.
But when I came in and saw you guys with your accessories, I was like, oh man, these guys, they know what's up, man. Like you.
And all these have a price tag on them. They're all for sale.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you guys are
yeah.
mannequins.
Yeah,
You guys are
yeah,
mannequins
exactly.
right now.
Yep.
Yep. So
Walking mannequins.
people like to ask, like, oh man, what's your stash like at home? It's like, no, there is no stash. Like,
It's right here.
we're not
in
like
the mint.
we're not loaded enough to have like a stash at home. You get to see the stash.
The
Like,
stash
This
right
is
here
the
in front of you.
stash.
Yeah,
Right
that's
here.
right. Everything's for sale,
yeah.
everybody.
Like we got nothing hiding.
Sick, man.
What's the biggest nugget you guys have seen come in the store?
We just sold, I believe it was 25-ounce nugget
Whoa.
this summer, and
At 17 hundo?
no,
Oh,
A lot more.
a lot more.
Because
Yeah.
the rarity of it's found. So 1,700 would be like, you can get like gold coins that the U.S. Mint minted like 30 million of these. So you get those for like pretty close to spot, but gold can be like double the spot price.
depending on where it like came from and
if it's and how big it is, and yeah, because it's so rare in that form.
Where was it
even
from?
even a 1 ounce nugget. That one was from Coldfoot, I believe. Out in
okay,
Coldfoot.
was from Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We-
we've sold bigger from Australia, but
Yeah, I was looking at.
those we charge less for personally, just because our clientele wants Alaska stuff, but I don't know if they're necessarily worth less just to our customers.
Is that it? The one
Right.
that
That was a
Dan-
nice one, Danica's
The one
holding
Danica's
there.
holding?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest one we've ever had, Danica's.
Jesus Christ,
least
that,
this
that's
summer.
That thing's a
huge.
monster.
Oh my god!
I mean, literally, that's just like
Do you guys see something like that and you just like you don't even want to do anything with it? Just,
no,
right?
If we would,
Yeah.
if like we would swing if you said you were gonna melt that down.
Okay, no, just keep it
wouldn't-
as is,
We wouldn't
right?
even sell it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're like, oh, I'm gonna melt this down and make a piece of jewelry, you'd be like, yeah, you're not buying this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you will refuse.
Yeah.
Almost refuse to sell
Yeah,
it to them.
you'd be an idiot. I mean,
Oh,
no,
that'd be a shame.
yeah, you'd just be destroying.
Okay.
That's like taking a giant diamond and smashing it with a sledgehammer. I mean,
to make a bunch of crusted.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So
Man.
totally, like that's so one of a kind. You wanna, we our whole thing is we love the one of a kind. We look for little rocks in the gold that adds value to us instead of takes away value. Like that's part of the story. We
Yeah.
So this is made of gold bearing quartz, and basically this is a chunk of nugget trapped in quartz. And so we look for that quartz rock.
Oh,
to
so that
test.
wasn't something you guys did. It came like that.
Yeah.
That'd be the nugget underground, encased in the hard rock.
Okay, and you created the band around that centerpiece.
Right. And then if you rolled that centerpiece down the river, the white breaks off and there'll be tiny little microscopic pieces of it left, but most of it's gold. So when we see those microscopic pieces of rock, you can't fake that. And so we can see
Yeah.
that it's a true nugget.
Damn.
Wow.
So it's just like encapsulated or whatever in
Yeah,
there.
through like there's like cracks in the quartz, it's fractured, and then
it's
the
just all-
gold gets
all
pushed in
polished
through
nice
there.
and that's so cool.
And then quartz is like not usually white. It's usually tan or brown or black or not white. And the white is what really pops off.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that
it makes it a beautiful piece.
Yeah, very unique.
that's definitely like one of our most popular products in the store is that white gold bearing quartz.
I didn't even know that it could do that.
Most people don't know it exists.
Yeah.
Until you walk into
don't
our
find
shop.
it anywhere for sale.
Like 99 out of 100 people that I talk to on a daily basis have never seen it before.
That's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm right there.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
There it is right there.
There it is.
On today. How did your guys' dad get into this?
He started with, so our grandpa and grandma started a store in Kenai selling jewelry.
Okay.
And it was like traditional jewelry, like engagement rings. My grandpa actually, he couldn't afford anything except the stall to sell in. So he bought a bunch of fake jeweler's bags and wrote names on them. And like they were repair envelopes, and he'd set them to the side. And then he'd tell people as they walked up that he was too busy to help them. And he had to work on these other projects, and then they'd be like, no, I need this. And he'd like, okay, I'll make time for you, and like get their stuff done. You know what I mean? Like, so he faked being busy.
Yeah, good marketing.
And
He'd sell out of the catalog.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to order anything in, like he had no stock. And then he built up to like a jewelry store. And then our dad, at one point, he went down to the Saturday market and had a little cart, and he was selling rabbit furs.
Okay.
For like $2 a pelt or something, whatever it was. And he's like, man, these are cool people. Like the people my dad meets, they're, they're looking for like just the best deal. They're like, it's not the greatest day they've ever had. Everyone here is stoked. Like I want to hang out with these people. So he kept trying to figure out what to sell to them. And he loved coins. He went to the U.S. Mint and learned kind of the U.S. minting process and saw how that happened. And his dad backdated some Ferrandi coins to try and sell in his jewelry store. So it kind of like he saw this project kind of working out, and he's like, I think I could pull my own mint off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't know.
So yeah, then he actually started a stand kind of close to by where you were, the Anchortown Dogs is, on 4th Avenue, next to a payphone, and that was his business phone. So he would have the payphone.
I remember that payphone.
Yeah, he'd have the payphone, and then he would answer that, tell people to call that, and he was selling probably like a few coins or something off that, and then just eventually started getting more, and then found a place to rent and got a press. He
built up to it.
Yeah, I think from a guy in Seward, a press to make some sort of parts for like boats or something, and then him and his buddies turned that into a coining press, and
then
they had their first press, and then they started striking coins, and it just
what does that mean?
Continued on
striking coins.
Just the press, like
the stamp of it,
stamping it.
Oh,
yep. So we strike them at 200 tons or about, and they hit together. It's 2 dies cut with images, depending 2D or 3D.
Okay.
And you put whatever piece of metal you want in between, and then there's a collar around it to give it its shape, and you got yourself a coin.
Do you gotta heat it? Heat it up? It's just cold and just
cold press.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
200 tons. So that's a lot of.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure.
Weight.
Yeah. I squish it.
Yeah. Everyone still got their fingers.
Yeah.
Safety protocols.
Yeah.
And we strike like this new state coin that just came out, or it's coming out next week. We strike it 5 times. So to get
get it
deep,
all the way in
the
there.
fur. It's a really beautiful wolf. So just to get
get all that like contour
The
and
details.
details in there.
Yeah, because you're playing with just like thousandths of an inch.
Sure.
Trying to get as much fur to come out as you can with the.
That press will hit the same spot every single time to make sure it hit. Oh, that's so cool.
Yep. So the pressure's only up and down, nothing twists, and so it works out.
Has there been a mess up?
That's so cool.
Like if there is a mess up, do you have to like re-flatten it?
There's so many different ways to mess up. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Just the other day, I was in a rhythm, just trying to, you got a big order and trying to crank out coins, and I was going too fast, and I thought I put the coin in and didn't, and boom, stamped 2 dies together with nothing in it, and there.
Broke the dies.
2 dies gone.
Oh no.
Yep. It just stamped one's image into the other and one's image into the other, and
mushed them together.
Yep.
So you had to recreate the dies.
And my dad's like, yeah, I wish if we could say that was the first time it happened, but
Wow.
part of
He's
the
done it
deal.
before.
Yep.
Do you guys create the dies there, or you get that made somewhere?
Our Uncle Randy, he hand sculpts anything that's 3D. So he'll hand sculpt it out of clay.
Wow.
We give him a 2D drawing, like black and white drawing, and he hand sculpts it out of clay, and then uses basically a hand engraver to carve that into
like
a die.
reducer, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a reducer.
Damn. Is one of you guys learning that?
That part we're
yeah,
trying,
man.
we're playing.
Uncle ain't gonna be around forever. Someone's gonna have to draw that.
Backup plan.
Luckily, Uncle Randy's looking pretty good.
Okay.
We've got our eye on. We've been playing with some lasers and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah. So we're trying to figure that out, and we'll see what happens. We do what if we have to carve it by hand, we'll learn how to carve it by hand. But whatever it does, we'll get it made. Whatever it takes.
Now, when you do this, the silver ones, it's still the same press, or is that a separate press
as the
gold?
Same press,
same press, same pressure, everything.
Different dyes, different pressure.
Different pressure.
Gold's a lot softer.
Yeah. Now, what about when it's blended? Like it's two of them, like the one that you got there.
So it's minted in pure silver, and then my dad came up with a special process of how to do like a thick electroplating is what it's called. So it's minted, and then after you batch, and then you do the selective plating on there. Reliefing is what it's called.
Gotcha. And so when, like, for example, on the one you have there, it has the Alaska along the top. Is it all one, or are those separate little?
All one. So
all
it'll
one
all
piece.
be on one, little circle there. And like the mirrored part and everything.
Yeah.
Has to be all mirrored. If there's any dust or anything when you're minting it, it shows up on the coin itself. So we say there's about a 40% rejection rate. So if he mints 10 coins, you throw 4 of them in a pile because they aren't good enough quality to be
And what
sold.
happens to those?
They get made into stuff like this.
So then, there's our form of recycling. We throw them in a pile, and then we make the molds and then pour different hand-poured bars. So that's a pumpkin for Halloween coming up.
Yeah, I was like, is that a pumpkin?
We just did a drop on that on our website.
Oh, jeez.
That's solid.
Yeah, what is that, like?
So
10
almost
ounce?
it's almost 7 ounces, but it just feels ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you
shape,
go, like, you throw this at something, it's going to fuck
Oh,
someone up.
Oh, yeah.
You'd put that through someone's head.
Yeah, for sure.
So
they fought the war 1812 with those, dude.
Yeah. And then
like a cannonball and shit.
If you want it in gold, which everyone asks every day, and it's like it's double the weight. So
wow,
it's not just double you don't just times that by the gold price. It's double the weight every time
for the same size in gold.
Yep. So
gold's
explain
that much
that.
heavier.
Explain that.
It's just twice as dense. So
okay.
Just in your hand, and so that's like when people sometimes it's super busy. This girl like last week, she's like, "Why is gold worth anything?" And it's like, "Oh, it's way too busy to explain this."
Yeah.
Like, here, hold this, and you just drop. We had like this 5 ounce bar of gold. I was gonna show you guys, but it sold today, and everything we wanted to show you sold today.
Yeah, we actually had a pile of stuff, and it all sold. We're like, what are we gonna bring?
Everything sold. It was ridiculous.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, we were
good problem to have.
Yeah,
but she grabs that and she's like, oh, and like she just holds on to it for a few minutes. She's like, I get it. Like, all right,
yeah,
all right.
You drop it into their hand, and everyone's always every time so amazed.
Yeah.
It weighs that much. Like that little bit of this weighs that much.
Yeah, and you just know for some reason in your head that that's worth something. And there's like properties to gold. There's like things to gold that make it worth to like technology make it worth it. But that doesn't matter. Like it's because it's super heavy.
Well, and I was thinking about that when you guys were talking, when you were saying it, like who and when, whether you have this answer or not, like was just like this material is so valuable now. Like who decided?
Oh,
like, it was like
way before we were born.
Chipped it out of a rock and we're like, you know what? This isn't going to start turning the,
I mean, didn't you hear we were sent here to farm? We're the farmers for gold. So
that's it.
The aliens are coming back one day to pick it all up.
Okay. They're just waiting for everybody to get it out of the ground first.
Yep. They just needed someone to dig it up.
Or they're minions. Oh, that's what's going on, man.
You haven't heard that one yet?
No, man, mind blown.
Yep,
that's true.
We get everyone with every theory, man, because at any time gold could be tanking or going up, and someone's running in to sell or buy at the same time. Like it's happening on opposite sides of the store. Someone's selling and someone's buying for completely different reasons. And it's, for us, always just been interesting. I mean, it's like Google, you can prove anything right. Like we don't know what's right anymore. It's just like everyone's got their theory.
We're just the middleman.
Yep, we're just standing here. Don't ask us what it's gonna do. Like we don't know what it's gonna do.
But we have these beautiful pieces for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. What about minting other metals? Do you guys get into that or not really?
Yeah, we do a little bit of copper. But
Copper and bronze. Those are like the inexpensive metals.
So we try to have like a $30 option for every design, because most of what we do is actually like, we consider ourselves artists. So we're selling art that just happens to be round, made out of a piece of metal. So like if you compare it to an American Eagle, which is like a generic coin that the U.S. Mint loses money making every year, it's like, yeah, we're not the same price at all. We're not the U.S. Mint, and ours is super high end art, and theirs looks the same every year.
Yeah,
and, if you like want to collect that, that's awesome. But if you want a piece that says Alaska, it takes a lot. Our dad calls it a very expensive hobby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like if we just wanted to sell gifts and jewelry, like we would make way more money. But making coins is fun. It's definitely it's a passion. And like for Rondi and for Iditarod, those are community service projects. I mean, we send them a ton of money. We're trying to raise awareness for these giant races that we want to just continue because they're so cool.
Yep.
And
tradition, man.
Yeah,
keep it
it's
alive.
Like we'll lose as much money as we need to try and boost this thing.
Yeah,
let's get it going.
Man.
Do you guys do the coin for the Ferrandi?
Yeah, so
both.
for Rondi and Iditarod every
And
year.
Iditarod,
and then
you
we
guys-
give them the proceeds of the coins.
A huge royalty on both. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're the number one, in our heads, we're the number one proponents. We put a ton of money down. We're the only, as far as we know, only made in Alaska product that either of those people put out. And
How many coins have there been since you guys started?
thousands and thousands and thousands.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there's a new one every year, right?
New
There's
every year.
New Iditarod
Iditarod started. When did they start doing Iditarod? I don't remember when it started.
I don't
Somewhere in
know.
the 90s.
Somewhere in the 90s. But
Okay.
the Rondi was so popular during the 80s and 90s that our grandpa, he backdated to like the 50s with these designs, and he had people buying them and buying these sets from like 1950 that didn't even exist until 1980, and these 30-year sets. But silver was like $3 an ounce, so they were like $20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just all completely different.
Yeah.
And now, the true start of us minting was like 1991, was when we took over and we started minting everything ourselves.
Okay.
Okay, 91.
Yeah.
Is the minting happening like on the main floor where people can see that, or is there like a separate like area?
So it's in a back room, but there's a viewing area to watch it
Okay.
going on. We're always trying to improve that because sometimes you'll be in there, they'll be looking at all the coins. He'll be back there minting them. You can hear the minter. They'll be like, so where are these made? And you're like, yeah, right there. So we're still working on making it more obvious that we do it there.
Yeah.
We need a big glowing sign like minter is in or something. Yeah.
Minting in process.
Mint is hot, like the donuts. Hot now. Do you guys have a YouTube page or something?
We have a little bit. Video's not where we shine, I'd say, mostly.
Okay.
It's hard to videotape yourself while you're like trying to get shit done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a cameraman in there
Yeah.
watching you doing that.
Which is like an expensive, kind of like we work with an advertising firm that we love, but having them come in as much as I wanted, and he wanted, which was like 4 times a week, and it's got to be at the right time. Things happen randomly, like it's super organic, so it's just not really possible unless you're your own photographer. So we're trying to get it down.
Yeah, the other day we had a press go down, so we're fixing it, and then I had a great idea. Oh man, this would be a cool Instagram video. So it's like, all right, Dad, I'm gonna start filming us doing all this stuff, and he's just gonna head explode. Yeah. Go out on the sales floor. Like, go grab. So that's a
Dad,
challenge.
this brings so much attention.
Yeah.
Dad, we're gonna get views.
Go grab a wrench before I kill you.
Yeah, we get this thing up and running.
Put that phone away.
Yep.
So is he in the store every day?
6 to 7 days a week during high season.
Okay.
Yep.
He doesn't really
He's hard.
like.
He
Okay.
hits it hard.
He is dedicated.
Yeah,
That's his love, his passion.
Out late. Yeah, he really loves it.
Yeah.
He's a
That's cool.
numismatist. We call him a coin nerd, and he
Yeah.
loves it. He loves the nuggets. He loves the uniqueness.
I mean, he's just like forever entrenched in that for life.
Yep.
He's the guy. Yeah, he's the guy that'll never retire. He's transitioning. I think one day he'll run the entire website. He's super website savvy.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. So
Oh, cool.
he's got that down, and but he will never not be involved.
But he has a lot of fun. Like, we do a lot of hunting. We do a lot of fun stuff. So he works hard when it's the time to work hard. And and then once there's something fun come up, since he put in the work, then we're able to go enjoy those
it's like there's
things,
still life and balance with the passion of like the business.
Yep.
And
that was a big step from like his generation, like before.
Yeah.
Like Grandpa, who he'd never took a day off. You know what I mean? Like he'd work Christmas.
Yeah.
He'd work.
They're
Christmas
like, I'll
Day.
do that later when I retire. I'll do that later when I retire. It's like, man, you're only young once, dude.
Yep. So it's nice to see him. Like, he seems to have a pretty good half and half, and you're just always trying to improve.
Yeah, and I like love that about like when you guys are talking about this. It's like it's Grandpa, then it's Dad, it's Uncle Randy. It's like, wow, this is a full family affair.
Oh yeah,
this thing is like
for sure.
And that kind of shit is not something that happens successfully over time.
Yeah,
family, friends, and you get involved in business. Like, I feel like 99% of the time it doesn't work.
It's a challenge. Yeah, it's a big challenge.
But
you're working with everyone all day, and then especially us, because it's me, him, and then our parents, and you go home to the same house, and it's like you got to have a good, a good rapport, a good relationship
together. It's like
to not want to just work all day, and then once you get home, be like, I don't want to do anything with any of you because they're your employees. So you have to.
Yeah, I admire that, you guys, because man, like Daniel and I just doing this project and Jack. It's like we're close friends, but we have like disagreements, and we have like areas of contention behind the scenes where we're just like, we have a different perspective or lens on how you're seeing something.
Totally.
And this is like a fun thing that we're doing on the side. This is your livelihood.
Yeah. So
this is like this is your business. This is your lives.
So we've noticed for our whole life that there's kind of three different energies throughout our three different uncles and dad. There's three brothers. And so we've noticed that, and it's like the whole goal has been, if he learns one thing and I learn the other, like there's no real reason to overlap too much. And it really makes you dependent on each other, and really like you wouldn't go off on your own, because I don't know half of the stuff I'm doing, and there's there's a good there's not even
you guys have a lane.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, y'all find your place.
Yeah, and you figure out where you fit in this goal, and just work together. And but it for sure, since day one, we were the brothers that didn't fight, and there was brothers that fought extra hard. So it didn't start at work, it started at home.
Right. Yeah, and that's probably where parenting and family values and the relationships built at home in the core, right?
Yeah.
That made it so you were brothers that weren't fighters and got along, and it's all for the greater good of the overall goal, right?
Right. And that gives you a lot more drive when you're building something with your loved ones. It gives you that.
That's so
really
cool, you guys
want
man.
to drive. And
yeah, the worst part is I get nervous that my main motivation is I'm there for family. That's my worst fear, is that I'm like, oh no, am I just there? Do I just like this job because I'm with my family every day? And what happens if my family's not there every day? Like, am I going to like this job? And like, I'm playing with gold and silver, I'll have a good time. But, when I'm having those thoughts, it's like, it's all about family.
That's so cool, man.
Is there any maybe like plans that you guys discuss, and you maybe bring it up to your dad or your uncles, and they're like, no. But you're like, well, maybe in like 10 years this is going to happen.
Every single day we walk up to our dad and be like, hey, did Gunnar tell you about our good idea yet? And it's a new one every day. And sometimes they stick, and sometimes it's a good laugh. But every single day we're always scheming, coming up with something fun.
So Dad does one of these. He's like, let me write that down.
Exactly.
That's a good idea. We'll come back to that later. Sure.
He seems to be very good at it. Our uncle owns the walking store, his family. So Troy Holland, he works at Tordrillo Mountain Lodge.
I know Troy. I play hockey with Troy.
Yeah, we play hockey with Troy too.
Yeah, Troy's an awesome guy, man. And I used to play soccer with Troy.
Yeah, Uncle he's Troy. The best. So Drunkle Troy, actually. Happy him and his new kid. Congratulations.
Yeah, shout out Troy.
And
Wyatt.
So with him, it's just been the best. I don't know where I was going with that, but I love Troy.
Oh, he's a great guy. Yeah, you did just have a kid last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Baby?
That's right. You missed some games because of that.
Yep.
That's
No
right.
excuse.
Yeah, no excuse. No, yeah. I remember the first time you brought him up to the blue line. I was like, oh, your baby's not even one.
I was trying to get
This
him to
year.
go to the Vegas tournament. I'm like, how long is it going to be till Wyatt shows up to Vegas? He's going to be 1. He's going to be 2.
Yeah,
His
2.5.
kid's going to be late.
Yeah. Get him on board quick. That's funny.
But so I remember now. So he's always telling us that his dad or his family like doesn't listen to him or whatever, and is like just like writes him off.
Yeah.
And I feel like we get a ton of respect from our parents. Like if we have a real good idea.
They actually
They do
some
like-
consideration.
definitely.
And we
Yeah.
have some real bad ideas. so for them to take the really good ones and use them and not hold the bad ones against us is awesome.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think it's a testament to your guys' conviction to the business and the family and what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
They know you guys are about it.
Yeah, that's what
So-
they told us. Yeah, they can see with us coming up with the ideas, the drive.
Yeah,
and
it's
that
like genuine.
right
Like we
there.
want
Yeah.
this is we think is best for the business.
Yeah,
And
not
Yeah.
just sitting back and letting things ride.
Right.
My dad likes to describe it as a river, the business like a river. If you're swimming in a river, and if you stop paddling, you start going backwards. It's a fun
it's a
analogy.
great analogy, yeah.
He's like, you stop paddling, you start going backwards. Don't stop.
That's
It's a fun way to
Keep
kick you into
moving
gear.
forward.
Yep.
Keep moving
it's
forward.
every day or you'll drown.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to progress.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool, man. He's probably full of all kinds of fun analogies.
Oh,
about-
yeah, he is.
I'm sure. Yeah. We'll never tell him that, but yeah.
What is your guys' opinion on crypto? Because I was looking at your guys' thing, and it was like, well, you could pay with crypto. What is there a strong opinion either way?
So we do accept it, which is cool. That took a little work. It's super good since it's new. It's like hard figuring out how to accept it. How if the price drops while someone sends it to you, what happens and all that. So
Yeah.
figuring that out was a little bit of a challenge. And we've tried messing around with it a little bit. I kind of look like you're going to Vegas and you're just like you're basically gambling your money away. So like I wouldn't do it for your retirement, but
Yeah.
it's fun to mess around. And that may change. I may be an idiot for saying that, but it's hard since it's so new to like put all of your faith in it.
Oh yeah, definitely don't put all your faith in it.
But we're also like super prepared. When crypto pumps, people put it in gold and silver. So that's where we come in. And like we actually we haven't traded any of our crypto yet. It's just like we leave it there because it hasn't been enough to really screw
Yeah.
around with. We're just like
We're trying to make our money back right now.
we'll just see what happens. At first, it was like, let's see how much money we make. Now we're trying to make the money back.
Yeah. When it gets back even, I'm gonna
That's
sell.
right, man. Ebbs and flows. Ebbs and flows.
So mom is less excited about crypto, but dad thinks it's interesting. Everyone thinks it's interesting and it's fun to play with.
Yeah, he'll like see Elon Musk talking about Doge on the news, then he texts us, "Buy Doge right now." It's pretty funny. He
He's
gets
on
all
it.
excited about it. Yeah.
We get the Fox News Doge update for sure.
You boys seeing this?
Buy. Do you guys accept like only certain coins, or does it?
Pretty much whatever like the main coins are. There's like we go through a company that runs it through us as
Okay.
a transaction, so it's Coinbase. So,
Okay.
So whatever they accept, and it's like most of the like most
they
of
got
the
a bunch.
legit
Main ones.
stuff.
Oh, so they could trade for whatever.
Yeah, Bitcoin, whatever's pumping that day, and we'll notice because we'll just get like a random coin. So like whatever's pumping that day,
Yeah.
all of a sudden they put it in silver and turn it into real assets and get out.
Okay.
They
I
were
didn't
saying
know that.
they were saying that's why they think there was like a huge Rolex boom. Like for a little while there, like 6 months back order to buy a Rolex because they said all these crypto people, the crypto games were just shooting up. So people are just finding ways to ridiculous things to buy. And then after
Yeah.
crypto started going down, apparently there's if you want a Rolex, you can get one pretty easy now 'cause they're just everywhere. So that transitioned to us wanting to, if people want to. If it's just crypto starts going up and they want to move it without cashing out because you get taxed on it then.
Yeah.
So then that's why we figured if you can get a coin that bumps and then trade it for silver, I mean, that seems like
I didn't know you
the
could do
dream
that.
right there.
Yeah, I think if they send it to us, they don't get taxed until they like
Okay.
Till they actualize the gains.
yeah,
Gotcha.
get
Till they
cold hard
sell the
cash
gold, which you can hold forever.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, so
Once
it's a-
this pops,
and
I'm
then
gonna be hitting you guys
we have
up.
no since we have no sales tax in Anchorage. We're like people's spot for sure
Oh,
Yeah.
because you live in the wrong state and they're trying to
Yeah.
get you.
So if someone's going to do that, can you do that from the website, or is like you got to call you guys?
Straight,
it's
straight
right there.
website. You actually couldn't do it through us. You got to go through the website. And, there's no sales tax.
Wow, that's awesome. Just blowing your mind right now.
I'm just like, what are we talking about?
So there's definitely, like, we've met the guy that, spent 50 cents on Bitcoin back in the 2009, and he's come and he's bought, crazy amounts of gold with that 50 cents and turned it into real money. Yeah. It's crazy. And gold went from 2,000 to 1,700, but it's not going to go to zero ever.
What we really like, one aspect about it is we're constantly, we have websites, we sell stuff online, constantly dealing with scammers. Every time you get an order, you're trying to verify the person and verify that. Right. And there's not really, the credit card company, they just say, screw you. They just take the money from you. They don't do anything. So like we keep looking like for payment processors that like guarantee you the money. And so far, crypto is the only one that, once that's in your account,
it goes wall to wall, it's done.
Yeah, no one's taking it. So that's a nice aspect of it.
It's almost like bulletproof.
Right,
it is super bulletproof. And we would definitely consider like a discount, because of that.
Because of like the guarantee of like no fuckery.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise we have to wait for your check to clear, or we have to give 3%. Visa 6 months later can call us and say it was a fraudulent, like we fucked up, like give us our money back. It's like, what are you talking about? You screwed
we already
up.
Spent that money.
That's
what do you mean?
Right.
I didn't know that, man, because I've had people ask me, and I thought it was ridiculous that they wanted to buy a hot dog with crypto.
That seems crazy, but
that does seem crazy.
And I'm like, I don't know how that's even you can do that. Like
that's more of like a just trying to prove the use. I feel like which a lot of guys are trying to do is like prove that you can run an entire society off of it. Yeah. Which is like, that's a whole nother thing. Like, but whether or not you can make some money and skirt some taxes, like
it got me. It just, when he asked me that, it just got me thinking. I was like, man, how could you do that? But like, could I just go wallet to wallet and you just tap it and boom, it's in my account? Like, how does that work?
They talk about those kids in China that like are undocumented North Koreans, and that's all they live on is Bitcoin. Yeah. Yeah. You just have to know how to use it right.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ukrainians too.
That's right. That's right. Well, now there's tons, even like El Salvador and all these like African countries.
Right.
Like
if you don't have a stable bank in your country,
their entire country is based on that stuff.
Yeah, it's like fully, like all monetary exchanges are crypto, right?
Yep.
In some countries.
Well, like for example, like they say, like the U.S. economy is backed by gold or whatever. The dollar's backed by gold. Who knows if that's true or not?
I think it's oil now.
It's oil now. Okay, but like some countries, their whole thing is like on crypto, which is could be good, could be bad.
Yeah, could be crazy. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
find out.
Either El Salvador is gonna rock it or it's gonna collapse, but it can't get much worse.
I'm pretty ignorant to the whole crypto thing. I'd love to get some more knowledge and understanding of it all, but I can tell you it's not going away.
No.
It's here to stay. Like, I mean, it's not like a fad or something. Like, I thought it was like, oh, this shit's just going to like be a thing and go away in a couple of years. Like, nah, man.
Yep. Whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or a completely different coin, it might not be the same coins, but the technology is definitely seems like it's sticking around.
It's going to be here.
It's here to stay.
Yeah, and if you're able to sell that to these guys for actual gold,
right? You can turn it into something in your hands.
Yeah, tangible. You can turn it into money later. Right. It's kind of hard to beat.
People all the time that come in and they found out for the first time that their bank doesn't have the cash that they thought on hand. Like they come in to buy gold and they're like, what are you talking about? I can't get $20,000 in gold and cash. Yeah. You don't have $20,000. You're a bank. Like my account was more than $20,000. Why doesn't you got 1,000 accounts? What's going on? And so usually those guys instantly remove their account from whatever bank they're at, get all the money out, and then they're like buying gold and buying silver and like something they can hold. Yeah. Like that's a big,
I think that's actually probably been a really big, especially with all the crazy things going on in the world and pandemic. I mean, having something tangible that's in your safe. I mean, I'd rather have guns and bullets than a bunch of paper laying around.
Yeah.
Or some account number that I can't even get to because the internet's down.
Yeah, someone can't press delete on your pile of silver. Like, it's staying there.
Yep, it's there for sure.
Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier, the stock price of silver is one thing, but like there's a real value on silver and silver made into an item. And unless you're getting it from like a gigantic company, you end up paying what we charge, which is like an art fee, and we want to make it into something a little bit cooler, but like it's still
which raises its own value of it too, right?
Right, and it's still like an investment piece. It's the same price as, because our price is 15 over, an American Eagle's 15 over at most places, at least in an Anchorage. And
what does that mean?
$15 over the market value.
Okay.
So it's like the same price as what there's 1 million American Eagles of, and there's like 5,000 of what we make.
Okay.
And so there should be an art fee, but there's not. We're just trying to crank that one out as fast as we can. It's just it's crazy. Yeah, it's interesting.
Can you guys do like, I mean, just looking behind you there, like the totem pole, is there any limitations to like what type of thing can be created with a piece of metal that you guys could do? I mean, obviously you did the pumpkin, you could do...
You actually poured a totem pole, hand-poured bar.
Yeah, so anything totem we have designed by, like our coins are designed by Stephanie Coxwell, and she's a Tlingit hideout artist.
Okay.
So anything we do that's native is done by a native artist, and then we're the one that turns it into a coin. But like the art is done originally by them, and they get the money and credit for that.
Yeah, I think that totem pole was carved in like Ward Cove by.
That's carved by a Tlingit.
Yep, Tlingit.
Okay. So does that allow you guys also to have the Alaska made stamp?
Oh yeah, pretty much like 99% of the stuff we have is Alaska made and has the stamp. And if it doesn't, we basically have like the cheaper version, which is the thing that you actually want to buy, but you're like, you come in saying what you want to buy jade jewelry, but Alaskan jade jewelry is $1,000 and what you wanted was $100. So we got you the Alaska jade jewelry that's actually from British Columbia, that's carved in China.
Gotcha.
And like we're one of the only gift shops that explains the whole process, and we probably kill 2 out of 3 sales, but
you're being honest.
We're going to explain the whole process.
If they make it here, we try
and we have both. So we can explain the whole process. You know? Like a lot of people don't have both. They just have one, and it's a college teenager, and it's like, it's Alaska jade. And for us, it's like we're here every day. That's the Alaska jade. That's why it's more. Like that jade is not.
And then they can make the choice if they want to spend the money.
Right.
So you can have this real deal, or you can have this. I don't know, knockoff is really probably the right word.
It's not really a knockoff, but I mean, it's just, it's less, it's not what you were expecting when you walked in. And like, we could have made you super happy by lying to you.
Yeah. And they wouldn't have known the difference.
No,
but you guys aren't in the business of you want to be honest.
Yeah. It's a $50 sale. We don't want, like, that's not worth it to us.
Right. It's not make or break in the store.
No.
That is something unique to Alaska. It seems like, though, is that people really want stuff made here from here when they come here, like the tourists. Like it doesn't seem like when you go to California or whatever that they want the little ornament that they're buying to be made in California. Like if you go to Wisconsin, you might want some dairy or something, but they want everything made here, which is we enjoy because then it kicks our butt into gear and it's like, all right, start finding cool stuff that's made here. And we wish that people demanded it more because then it would just kick everyone into gear into supplying just local stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I get asked all the time, like, there's so many stores. What store should I go to? It's like,
who has the legit
stuff, like not the stuff that's coming from China or whatever. It's like, not too many.
Yep. And that's always a rough conversation because sometimes it happens right when you get to the register. You're ringing it up and they're like, this isn't made in China, right? And we're like, this is a $45 hand carved piece of jade. Like,
what do you think?
This is absolutely made in China. Like, I'm not going to tell you this is made in Alaska.
Yeah,
I'm like, jade is the hardest thing that is in Alaska. It's what was used to carve everything else, honestly, in like the traditional sense. So there's not really a tradition of carving it here, and so you're good to go with this jade husky. But like, we can get you something more authentic if you want it. It's just more expensive.
Yep. That honesty is key. Because you will, I'm sure, you find the people that really, really want the good stuff. You know, I mean, like my mom's motto, I was like, buy the best the first time, or else you're going to buy 5 of the thing that's worthless. And then you finally, eventually, going to get the thing that you wanted. That was the right
definitely.
thing.
Yep.
Buy once, cry once, right?
Yep.
Just be done with it.
Totally.
Get the one you wanted the first time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's take a quick second because I need another
I'm ready
caribou
for a refresh.
Ooh.
The Treehouse AK, your one-stop dispensary located at 341 Boniface Parkway. Be sure to ask the bud tender about their deal of the day, because honestly, there's always something good on deck. And guys, listen, this is where the culture lives. At the Treehouse, their dedication to servicing consumers has been developed through a lifetime of involvement in the cannabis culture. They're committed to providing the highest quality products at whatever value your budget affords, while always maintaining the deep-rooted principles that have carried them this far. Their focus is on relationships over transactions, and you can always depend on them to treat you with the respect you deserve. Hit them up at thetreehouseak.com, and remember, you must be 21 years of age to enter their store.
Tailored Restoration, 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Tailored has an emergency response number with trained professionals available to help you at any time, day or night. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Make an appointment today at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Since 2008, Serrano's is Anchorage's own new generation of old cocina. Their menu showcases the passion and love of their rich heritage and unique family recipes that have been passed down through the generations. Serrano's goal is to embrace and display trad flavors using the best ingredients that are available. They focus on making everything from scratch daily. In-house menu includes handcrafted corn tortillas, salsas, carne asada, and chorizo. But don't take their word for it. Experience their tradition and sabor for yourself. Locations on Tudor and Northern Lights, both with new tequila bars. Check out their daily specials at serranosmexicangrill.com.
The Connoisseur Lounge, located in the heart of Palmer, Alaska. The Connoisseur Lounge is Palmer's first locally owned and operated cannabis retailer. Their beautiful store is located at 226 Evergreen Avenue. The Connoisseur Lounge has exclusive cannabis products such as Snowcap Romance, Aurora Haze, Super Glue, and one of our favorites, Sugar Cookies. And if you're not into the flower, the Connoisseur can hook you up with edibles, vape supplies, and a ton of CBD options for all your health and inflammation needs. Check out their daily deals at theconnoisseurlounge.net, or even better, stop by the lounge today. Remember, you must be 21 years of age to enter their store. I want to say thank you to all the new Patreon members. I want to say thank you for all the people that have been contacting us, reaching out on Instagram, reaching out on Facebook, over the email, people that have been asking questions about what's going on.
I love the comments, man. I love when you share those with me every day.
Yeah.
You're like, look what this guy said. Good and bad. Or this gal said. It's the feedback is so appreciated, everybody. So please keep it coming.
Yep, keep it coming. If you got a second right now, pause the show, go to the Apple where you're at, and just hit that review, write a quick little thing. All those little things matter. Our goal is to continue to grow this show. Our goal is to continue to enlighten and put a light on everything that's happening in Alaska. So the more people that are promoting this, the more people that are sharing this and reviewing this, all that in the light of like the algorithm and all these things as far as followers and all that stuff, all that little stuff helps as we continue to grow this show and broaden the vision that we have. And like I said before, like the community events, like we don't want to just be a podcast. We're trying to be out there and actually go film the end that I did a rod, go do these other things that are showing people the lifestyle that's living, go to the Alaska Mint, actually video these guys fixing the press and doing stuff like that. Our goal is to really more than talk about what's going on up here. We would like to show people what's going on with that. And along with that is time away from our families, camera equipment, editing equipment, mostly time.
Time is all of it.
So all those little things help, man. You guys just buying a shirt, you guys just leaving an Apple review, subscribe to the YouTube channel, things that don't really cost you anything. It just takes maybe a moment of your time. We really appreciate it. So thank you to all the people that have been doing that. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, join the movement. That's what I like to say. It's been a stepping process in building this project and what we've been doing here. And it really wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for the support of the listeners and the people that we have that have financially supported us to help us grow. And, I just want to piggyback off that and say thank you as well. It's been really, really fun to see something that was really just supposed to be a fun project, a fun hobby in the garage, turn into something that is actually like growing, and the awareness, like your hairdresser's husband,
Yep.
all over it.
Yeah, you're not in the garage anymore.
I had a friend was out downtown, at the local establishments one night, and she's wearing our. We made a women's long hoodie. It was a beautiful hoodie that we had made, nice and fitted and curvy, And she goes in there, and this guy walks up, and he's like, oh, you know about Alaska Wild Project? And she's like, yeah, it's like a show, and they like catch animals and stuff. And he looks at her and he says, the show is about a lot more than that. He's like, I listen to it every week. I have all the merch. He was almost like offended. Like, yeah, they like catch animals and stuff. So, I could actually go back and look at the text. I forget what his name. I was like, did you get his name, man? Because I was like, I got to give this guy a shout out on the podcast, man. Thanks for the support, bro. Like, that's a lot more than that. Like, thank you, man. Like, it's okay if that's what, some people think, it's just, you bought a hoodie. Thank you for that. So,
yeah. What did you put on the table there?
All right, so earlier I was looking for my coin here.
You found it.
We make a coin for every big game animal in Alaska, pretty much.
Oh, man.
And this one in particular has a design on the back, but a lot of times we do the blank back so that you can say all the stats. We'll engrave the stats, like your bear or whatever.
Cool.
Oh, the size
like
and all that
Times
stuff.
and all that. Yeah, how big
what?
it is,
Yep.
when you shot it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way cool, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really cool way to remember your hunt.
And then that one comes. That one's got like a caribou stand. I was trying to make you guys a coin. Our thing broke today. Right when I'm trying
Everything's sold and everything broke.
Yeah.
today.
Right when I'm
Everything's sold.
right when
Trying
I'm
to
trying
go
to
moose hunting tomorrow morning.
Right when I'm trying to have fun with it instead of like make something.
Oh, dude,
I
if you
guess
guys
it's a
could
good
make
thing.
something AWP,
But
that would be
We-
fucking.
We'll get you something.
We'll get you a coin
Yep.
over here.
We'll get you
It's just
something.
going
Oh
to
my
take
God.
a week longer than I thought it was.
Oh, we're going to put it right in the center of the table, man.
Oh,
The
shit,
amount,
dude.
the amount of detail inside of this,
It's crazy.
I didn't
right?
realize
Yeah.
that how much detail you guys
It's
could put.
remarkable.
It's
when
the full
even small like that.
It's the full seal. You could walk up to like a 6-foot seal of the state of Alaska and like pick like a little tree. And
Yeah,
it's
branches.
it's on-
Like, I see a
it's on
mosquito.
that
I see a
point.
mosquito
Yeah,
right
there.
there.
You go.
Yeah.
Exactly. I see a mosquito. Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
And what was this that it came in?
So that's a moose antler stand.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a little piece of that.
Yep.
We actually just came up with that very recently too.
That's
It's really
great.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you can
just
see,
a
like,
nice
the-
way because everyone's like, "What am I going to do with this?" It's like, "What you send it on your
Yeah,
desk."
Oh, did you notice there's a little cow in the background?
yeah, I did.
You can see the grain in the hair in the antler.
So that's where
Like-
that 5 strikes comes in because like the first strike gets like the outline and then
Okay,
and then
like
you start,
stamp it again.
Yep.
That's also Uncle Randy too, because the way that he does
Uncle Randy, man.
the reducer, it's old technology and they have newer stuff, but it gets the finest detail out of anything. So it's
Old
nothing's
school.
better to come along yet.
That is so cool. Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yo,
maybe-
we need that AWP coin, dude.
Holy
Oh, it's coming.
smokes, dude.
We'll get you something.
We were
You guys got me
disappointed.
so excited. I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine what that'll look like?
Yeah. And
Thank you for sharing, man.
So many people do it for trophies, especially for like your kid or whatever. It just hangs well right in the mount or
Okay.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do.
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so cool, man.
Is there different sizes you can do?
We do, but the one ounce size is the best size.
Okay, this is the main size.
Silver dollar, like diameter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is in like some sort of
Yeah, and so that's
Protective
so it
plastic?
stays super silver.
Okay.
Silver turns black eventually, exposed to air. So.
okay.
And
Oh.
that mirrored part of the coin, if you like touch it with your fingerprints, never goes away. It's something with
like
the
the
oils on
oils
your hands.
stains
it?
Once
Yeah.
it's like so mirrored, and I think silver's the most reflective metal, and it's so mirrored that once you put a fingerprint on there, it's
And then
just
if it's
gone.
got like something engraved, it's like in it. Now you can't ever get that out.
right.
Yep.
Discolors it.
Yep.
Even just like the where his legs are in the water and you see the little like
The
ripple.
ripple. Yeah. No, I mean,
There's a lot of attention.
forget about it. That thing
Yeah.
is so.
The detail is
And
amazing.
so
Yeah.
when people ask why it's not the same as like this thing that people make 15 million of in a year, it's like it's just not even close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like not even the same level.
That is, I gotta take a picture of that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But that is dope. What What'd you bring in the bag there? What do you got
nothing.
You were like slipping something out. Like,
Whoa.
shit.
So this is our favorite thing this summer. It's
an
Oosik.
Oosik.
So
The first thing that came to
we've
my
been
mind.
getting Oosiks, and literally we haven't sold an Oosik raw since this design came out.
Shit.
Can
I grab that?
Totally, grab it, man.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, we sold like 5 tomahawks this summer. I mean, it's just awesome. So the Oosik's like 1,000 years old at least. It's black. It's completely black, and started out completely white.
It's black from time.
Yep.
Oh, that's not stained.
That's fossil.
The minerals, the
that's
dirt
fossil.
where it fossilized.
For people that don't know what a Oosik is, explain it, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, come on, Brandon.
Oosik is the penis of a walrus.
It's actually it's anything,
Walrus
but usually
penis.
walrus.
Yeah.
Brown bears and black bears also have an Oosik.
That's a legit walrus.
Yeah, that's a
One.
walrus.
Yeah,
So
for the size.
for grizzly Oosiks, we take them and we gold cap them for hunters, and they're small enough that they're whiskey stirs. We put a little gold cap and we put a little standing gold bear like in the circus, and they use them as whiskey stirs.
So
Pretty good conversation piece.
Yeah, the department guys, when I was sealing that grizz today, were like, "Did you keep the stir stick?" And I was like, "What?"
Stir
Oh,
stick. See,
wow,
For
that's
your
a little
coffee.
thing.
I was like-
it's a stir stick.
I was like, "No, I didn't even
Yeah,
like." Now
man.
I'm like
We-
regretting
we
it.
coulda hooked
I'm
you
like,
up.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Next year, man. We'll hook you up.
Yeah, no. Next one I get, I'm gonna make sure that thing comes back.
So
I didn't even know
you can do
that.
gold or silver, but you just put some gold on top.
Yeah.
of there.
Yeah.
It's good to go.
Well,
How big is that?
They're short. They're like
Okay,
You
this
look,
is a
you
little-
look at a
Yeah.
walrus and you expect grizzly bears to be like as long as the table, and,
no,
and it's like 3 inches long.
Yeah.
And then so that's a Damascus
So what is
axe
this?
head.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's folded steel, basically. They just keep folding it over. I think it's folded
compress
414
around
times. Yeah, it's the way the samurais invented it, making samurai swords.
We say that's good for one hit against intruder.
Yeah.
After that, we're not guaranteeing shit.
No. That is so beautiful, you guys.
Wow.
What is this? What is
about
the retail?
$3,000?
That's amazing.
And then it comes with
damn.
a stand, like a base in a section of walrus jaw. It's like
Okay.
cut a notch in there to hold it.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's just.
And how? Because I've seen lots of Oosiks, but they're all like white or like tannish.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
they're
never
not,
seen
they're not
one that old.
fossilized.
Yep.
yeah. And we actually have another one we regret we didn't bring, but it's got a big kink in it, and it actually broke while it was alive, and it healed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
And-
it's like fused.
Yeah, so that was a loud day on the beach.
Most painful story.
Number one. That was a real loud day. But we've talked to everyone we know, and no one's ever seen another one. So we've got a big not for sale sign on it until we find another one, and then we'll sell it for a lot.
Yeah.
So
Saving
what are
that
the
one
animals
for the
again? That's actually really good trivia. What were the animals
right.
that have Oosiks?
Walrus?
Which basically is a penis bone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like an
Yep.
axe
That's a
Right?
tough
bone.
one.
Walrus,
Do you want us?
bears,
Yeah,
And
raccoons.
raccoons,
Yeah.
walrus, bears,
Raccoons.
all
Those are the
bears.
3 I know. That's a good question.
I know black or brown. I don't know about the rest.
Because they're coastal, maybe. I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's
and
a good
then
question.
I know duck's penis is curved, but I don't know if that's because of bones or what's going on there.
Okay,
So you said walrus, bears, raccoons, brown bears. Black
Brown
bears is
bears.
probably too small.
I don't know about brown.
Yeah, we're
and
not
and
sure
I've
about
never
black
seen a
bear.
polar bear, so I'm gonna guess no because we buy a lot of polar bear stuff.
Okay, but no one's ever approached you with
No
an
one's
Oosik.
offered me an Oosik. And
That's true.
And if they haven't, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I wonder if
Well,
there's
now-
a
I'm
difference.
gonna call some guys.
I wonder if there's a difference between the grizzly and the brown bear
The
on an
Oosik.
Oosik.
Jeez.
You know, because there's always
There has
that
to be-
debate on like the differences of what those two species.
Yeah.
The main argument is that, you know, grizzly bears, for people that don't know, that grizzly bears do not come in contact with salmon.
Yeah.
They're interior bears, they're mountain
Yeah.
bears, they're bears that are always hunting deer, not eating salmon.
Not
That's
coastal,
always thought. I
yeah.
always thought that was the main definition. Am I correct on that?
That's part of it. I could pull it up, but so here's a little bit of like my issue with that, like factoid or whatever. I got a bear that's officially a grizzly, but I'm pretty sure he's not that far from a stream that still has salmon.
Okay, maybe I missed.
So I'm like,
they don't see the ocean.
That's probably a more accurate like
they don't see the coast
guideline. Like it never gets to a coastal
like
area.
A central Brooks Range bear that stays on the south side of the Brooks.
Right, is
never a real
never
grizzly.
never gonna touch anything coastal affected.
Yeah.
But like this one, I mean, I couldn't have got a more interior Alaskan bear. I got it like dead center of the state.
Okay.
Pretty much.
But has he had a salmon that's come up one of those rivers? Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
like, but there's like salmon that run up this stream down there like 40 miles away that I'm pretty sure you could probably get into the mouth of a stream. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have seen salmon in the rivers.
So I think it's more of a they've never been close within 100 miles of an ocean. Why don't you look it up actually?
Yeah,
I'm
just gonna tackle it.
We do have the internet at our fingertips. Now, what is this? That necklace.
This is a chain we just came up with this year.
We've been thinking about it for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's been a project for 2.5 years.
What's the other material?
Those are meteorites.
Wow,
yeah.
So gold and meteorite.
It's the first one we know of ever being made.
And then there's platinum and 18K links.
Do materials ever like react weird when they touch?
So Russian meteorites will rust, and we didn't want to use those. We don't want your neck to rust. So we looked for years, and we found these Moroccan meteorites, and they have a different composition, and they're made of different things. And
they came from a different.
It's a stainless steel meteorite, so it doesn't rust.
It took a while to figure out how to correctly solder to like attach the gold links on.
So pair it to?
Once we got the pieces, which took years, then we finally get it and like, all right, now we got to start experimenting of, is this going to work?
Is this going to connect?
Yeah. Is this going to stick? And it's a beauty.
Yeah. So like again, that's not, what we're wearing on a daily basis.
What do you call that?
That thing is just one of a kind.
It doesn't have like a name or anything.
There's no.
That's some nice weight to it.
Oh.
Your dad had said something about space nugget something, but we haven't come up with the perfect name yet.
Yeah, that meteor's got some weight to it.
Meteorite actually weighs about half of what the gold weighs, so it almost feels light if I handed you a gold version.
Okay, if you did a one-on-one.
Yep.
It's remarkable how similar the textures look, though, of the nuggets and the meteorite.
Yes,
very similar.
If they were the same color, you wouldn't even.
If they were the same color, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
If it was stained gold, it would look like gold.
If you didn't take science class, I could tell you that those came from the same process for sure. Like they look super similar.
I'm curious on the Russian thing. Like, obviously, maybe that meteor came from a different part of space.
That's what we're guessing.
So it has different components.
Reacts different to the atmosphere and wow.
That is beautiful.
Way cool, dude.
So that's the only one that exists. And yeah, we've had it for like 4 months. We're stoked.
What's the market for meteorite? Is that like a thing?
Meteorite in general is kind of expensive, but something like this is like a $20,000 necklace.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. So you're not just rocking that like.
Like I said, I don't rock this every day.
When I walked in here tonight and you guys were sitting here with your flow and all your gold, I was like,
yeah,
these guys, if they're rocking this like on the daily, I'm so fucking jealous.
No, we don't show up to Tesoro like this. Or whatever that rink's called.
You guys be a lot more famous.
We don't get to be mannequins as often as we like.
Okay. Yeah. You got a beautiful piece too with the bear. Is that a bear?
Yeah. Nice little bear coin in there holding the salmon in its mouth.
Yeah.
And that's what's like a lot more popular is anything that celebrates like what you do in Alaska or did in Alaska for a tourist. Either way, like putting, like we said, your bear stats on the back of that necklace.
Yeah,
you're not going to beat that, Like,
it doesn't it's truly original.
Yeah,
totally.
That's one of one. That's like your necklace. Like that's the shit, and no one's ever going to argue with you about it.
So if a tourist comes in or anyone comes in and they're like, I came on this hunt, I got this moose, here's a picture of the moose, I'd like this made into a coin with the stats in the back. What's like the turnaround?
So like we couldn't make it into a coin unless you wanted a bunch of them. Our minimum order's about 100 coins.
Okay.
But we can take, like, we have a couple good moose, and then we take your stats and we put them on the back, we engrave them, and then we make that into a piece of jewelry.
Okay, that could be quicker.
Yep, that's the more reasonable, like $100 to $500 or $1,000 range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you have to start designing the dies and making the dies, that gets costly and time.
Has someone come in and be like, I need 100 of these?
We do custom coins for like businesses all the time, like mines. I forgot what the name of the mine.
They're giving it to their employees and stuff like that.
They're giving BP. We did a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so like
BP probably made like 500 coins with us.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
Dang. My birthday's coming up, B.
People do it. You just need like if your family reunion has more than 100 people is
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we make them out of copper, so they're like $30 a pop.
Oh, so you can go as low as doing a copper.
Yeah, and then you can make a solid gold one for yourself and $30 for everyone else.
Yeah, so you can do it out of different metals.
Okay.
Same design.
Gotcha. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, and we're always working on
what a unique gift.
We're always working on that. That's where like lasers come in and stuff. Like we're always trying to keep the cost down to be able to offer custom stuff. Well, still, we have I would say we have the highest like standards in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're gonna make you the nicest coin anyone's ever made.
Yeah,
like hands down. So like you can definitely get a cheaper coin.
Yeah,
but we're
the quality.
We're always trying to bring that down so that you can do it attainably.
Is there would you say there's minting places in all the states, or is it like only like California, Colorado, maybe like gold places?
I think it's more places at this point from what I've noticed on social media is, well, not just minting, but jewelry. Like California has a tax that allows for jewelers to work very cheap for their employer. So since their jewelry type is similar, it makes it a hard compete for Alaskan jewelers because these guys are getting a check from someone else.
Okay.
So that's kind of the biggest thing there. As far as like minting, that's kind of like as long as they're big enough to need to pay taxes is where if people are hiding that they don't pay taxes, you get in a lot of trouble. And you can make a lot, but you can make a lot of money, like, at $49,000 a year or whatever versus $50,000 a year where they catch you.
Gotcha.
So there's like a lot of garage mints. So like someone with a press in their garage with like really primitive dies and stuff like that. We've noticed on social media seeing that, but actually full scale projects, I would doubt that there's one in every state doing it like that.
Yeah. Do you guys actually like you might answer this before, but actually melt things down?
Yeah.
People come in with like a bag of the dust or whatever and melt it down into a coin or something like that.
So we would discourage you from melting the dust because even the dust to us is cool, and we sell it to people as a souvenir item, basically.
In a Ziploc?
In a little
vial
in a vial with like a map of where it was found, the year of it was found.
Oh,
we got this great certificate.
Or in a bag of pay dirt that you can pan out the gold in, which has been starting to get kind of more popular for us. We go to like a public mining area and get the dirt, and then
Okay.
So either way, but definitely, it's nice.
Wow. So what's that process look like? I mean, I might have seen someone like you're heating it up to what amount?
So the melting, you're getting it to like 1800 degrees. You're usually using like our reject coins. So like anything we have with spots on it, or like sometimes because
so you're recycling some of that stuff.
We recycle like 90%, and sometimes there's red spots that happen as coins turn like 10 years old. It's a spot of silver that got pressed on from the roller when the die was, or when the blank was made.
Okay.
So it's something that happened at the refinery. And so we have to melt those down because they look weird. And
it's a minor imperfection, but you guys don't.
We don't mess with that. Yeah, we got no imperfections.
Your standard is way too high.
Yeah, like
is there a percentage of loss when something gets melt and
Just like profit loss, not like not like weight loss.
Material
Yeah,
loss.
like if you put 2 ounces in the crucible and melt it, you almost every time get a 1.99 or 2 ounce bar. And if
Okay.
it's 1.99, then that point other one goes into the other bar. So the other bar is a 2.01 or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's just profit. Like you turn it from a coin that you're going to sell for $2,700 to a bar you're going to sell for $2,200
For gold.
Is it because of the art?
Yeah,
of it?
it's a lot harder to make a perfect coin than a hand poured bar. So
Gotcha.
we charge for that.
Yeah. What's the average bar weight and size?
Right now, we've been really just kind of like going bigger and bigger and bigger. And I mean, like people are basically anything under $10,000 moves within a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, is there like thick? Someone's got like $100,000.
You got to
bar?
report stuff once that happens. So
Oh,
people
okay.
really appreciate $9,000 bars.
Ah, sneaky little fuckers out there.
Yeah. What is that? What's that like? Compare in size. Like, what is that like?
A $9,000 bar is like this big.
Of gold.
Oh shit! I'm thinking like a bar.
I know. Yeah. You're thinking like the Italian job when they're throwing
Yeah,
each other.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Like bar.
Hundreds of
I know.
$1 million
So
bars,
if
those
someone threw that bar at you, you'd like fall to the ground.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
on
it'd be
your
like
chest.
a bowling ball.
Yeah, like why did you just throw that thing at me, asshole? Like
yeah.
what just happened?
So it's like a $9,000 bar is like a small like Kit Kat,
Yeah, a Kit Kat size.
like a mini Kit Kat.
Yeah, is a $9,000 bar.
Because it is like a bar.
Yeah,
of
so
gold.
like a,
yeah, the Kit Kat is a bar.
a kilo. Yeah, I mean I could do the math, but a kilo. That's kind of what you're thinking of as a kilo bar.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a lot. That's like a $200,000 bar. Wow. And in those movies,
Is it like this? Is that it right
Yeah,
there?
exactly. 2.5 ounces right there.
Yeah.
It's flattened out and
So then that one would
So-
have had a custom engraving.
Yeah, that was a 50th birthday.
Because
Someone wanted.
50th anniversary is gold, right?
Oh, sure. Don't. Hey, whoa, Alexia. Nope. It could go both ways, though.
that's
right?
right.
No,
man.
heck yeah. You'll get some
Especially when
gold.
you're
You
close.
get one of these bars.
Yeah, that's
We'll
what I
both
want.
get some gold.
Yeah.
Start dropping some hints.
So that's a right under $10,000 piece.
Let's see.
2.5 ounces.
Oh, 2.5 ounces.
No.
Okay.
5, 6.
Okay. So to get the 10,000, it'd just be a little thicker.
Yeah, like 4.9.
Okay. Gotcha. Man,
Damn,
that's so
man,
interesting.
That's crazy.
And then we do like some in the shape of Alaska. And we
Yeah,
do
like right
some
next to
like
it.
in
Oh,
the
to the right there.
Okay, yeah.
we do some in the shape of like Easter eggs and just
And
all,
then, so we actually
all
cut
sorts of
the
stuff.
molds ourselves for like that shape of Alaska. So we cut it out of graphite.
And then I
Made it so you
sn-
can. Is it now you melt it down and then? Is that right?
So
Yeah,
you
it's
melt
not
it in a
grass.
cup and you like pour it in,
Uh huh.
and then it cools and you smack it with a sledgehammer and a die in your hand.
That hammer too.
Die sledgehammer and
Oh.
and then like a metal tube with the design on the end called a die. You smack it just like how the original coins were made.
Damn.
Is there a process video on that on here?
Probably somewhere.
Is this it, maybe?
Yeah, he's melting something right there for sure.
Oh, you melt it like that.
I think that's just me melting.
Oh, some messed up bars.
Yep.
And then the thing above the black is the graphite mold that you'd pour it into.
Yeah.
Right there. So you pour it into there. And it's interesting. So sometimes we pour outside, sometimes inside, kind of depending. So for like first Fridays, we pour outside so like people can watch and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, what?
depending on the temperature outside, the bars will look completely different. Like there'll be weird bubbles, or if it's windy, they get this ripple across. So
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
wow.
been interesting to see, is that you think you're doing everything the same, and all of a sudden it turns
The
out completely
conditions are
different.
different.
Yeah, it's like, what just happened?
Yeah, just a simple thing of air coming
Yeah.
in a weird way.
Yeah, like that one has a
Bigger
really
fingerprint
cool
or something?
fingerprint there.
That's 8 ounces, so that's $16,000 or $17,000. So that person paid, they didn't care.
Yeah. Amazing.
Well, like I said,
Uncle Joe
I'll
knows
work-
about that one, and they're good.
That's amazing, man. What when did Dad decide he was comfortable letting you guys start banging that material around?
Good question.
Like was he like, okay, I'm gonna let you smash this gold with the sledgehammer?
It was more.
Like,
It was more. I think we lost the people. because he's always kind of been the one in charge, and he's been the one who's organizing and getting everyone. He drew his brothers together. He drew his brothers' friends together.
Oh, he's the nucleus of this whole thing.
Yeah, and so he brought all this together, and then as pieces have fallen apart, we've taken over. And, so like
fill the gaps.
Yeah, and at one point I got sick, and I was really good at selling, and I didn't want to talk to a person ever again. It's hard to hear about your greatest day when you don't feel like you're having your greatest day. So I was like, I want to make stuff. Like, what can I make? And so I looked at silver and gold bars, and I was like, I can make that. That looks easy. And so I kind of ran with that. And then after that, now it's just turned into
That's amazing.
whatever we can make. That's amazing, right?
That's an amazing picture, dude. Schwarzenegger, Don Young. I don't know who the two dudes on the end are, but
Ted Stevens. Right?
Yeah.
or Ted Stevens. That's what I meant to say. Ted Stevens.
So that was for the Special Olympics. Ted Stevens is my best friend and his best friend from elementary school's grandpa. We went to school with Ben and Augie Stevens.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so not because of that at all, but just somehow randomly because of the Special Olympics, we got to make 10 gold coins, and Arnold struck them all.
Oh, really?
Oh,
And
nice.
then we auctioned them off for charity.
Sick.
There were 3 ounces of gold each coin.
Yeah, those are big.
Yeah.
Wow.
30 ounces
Yeah.
of gold, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like
Wow.
about like that.
And like during 9/11, we donated not just like the proceeds or whatever, but we donated the silver and everything for 1,000 coins to be made, and then we sold them for like $100 each and raised money for the 9/11 thing. And we were ages like 5 and 3 or whatever we were,
Little dudes.
and we would run out. And we ended up giving half the people empty boxes, and they'd have to come back and they'd be like,
Yeah,
I didn't
someone
get a
gave us
coin in here."
someone gave us an empty box, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, our kid did that." Like,
Yeah, my parents said there was like a line out the door all day. It's pretty cool. So they're into cool community service projects like that. which is
100%,
really,
man.
it's passed down on us, and we really like that as well.
yeah. Our sister, like, she's adopted from China, so I don't know. Just like life's been about making other people's lives better, I guess.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
And,
beautiful. How old is your sister?
she's 10 years younger than me. So
She's 16.
She's 16.
Yep.
and
Okay.
she
Just started driving.
Watch
Watch out.
and you know,
Damn.
she's the princess. She's
Oh,
like,
Oh, I
yeah.
bet.
she looks at the house. She's like, "This is my house."
Oh, yeah. y'all are just visiting.
yeah.
And she's the
Yeah.
boss of us.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And she's got twice our grade point average. So
Oh,
it's like
yeah, she's just-
our parents aren't even arguing.
She's just the golden child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the
for
golden
sure.
child.
there you
Yeah.
go.
I
Sure.
didn't mean to say it that way.
No.
It just came out.
For sure.
That was authentic, I promise.
She wants nothing to do with the business, but
Really?
she's got everything.
That was
else,
my
man.
next question. If she was,
Nope. She'll be.
she's following the trend. but-
She loves. She's working at the Rock Gym. Shout out Alaska Rock.
Oh, yeah. man.
Oh, yeah,
Super
man.
cool place.
Oh, yeah,
Eric,
for sure.
Eric and the crew over there, man.
Yeah, we had those
Yeah.
guys on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a cool thing.
He's my daughter Kennedy's
Oh, that's right.
guitar instructor.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's
She
small
goes,
world.
she goes and does a lesson with him once a week. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
they're running a good program over there. She's really like they've had problems and taking care of them, and like
Yep.
they're just on it.
Yeah.
I'm really
Sweet.
really happy with those guys.
Yeah, they do a good job. So other than like hockey, playing for the Mint team, what else are you guys doing? You going on the first moose hunt?
Yep.
What other things
Excited
are you
about
guys?
that.
What other things are you guys into out here? Alaska stuff.
The past, 2 winters ago, we got into backcountry skiing. Do you
Okay.
guys partake in that at all?
I used to backcountry snowboard
Okay.
back in the day, and then I had 4 knee surgeries. And I
Nice.
don't-
He just looks at his snowboard in the closet.
yeah.
Yeah,
Jack, our partner Jack, is big time backcountry skier.
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, he's like one of those dudes that's like, I'm on the slopes 77 days of the year. or
Oh,
whatever.
Gunner's always telling me, he's
Like,
like, this
there's, like,
person
this
skied for
day.
80 years out of the day, or whatever it is, how many days.
I've got
It's like a
100
thing.
days stuck in my head,
yeah.
and I'm ready to quit my job. I'll make 100 days. I swear to God.
We're gonna open
I
a
love it.
we're gonna open up a shop over here, boys.
Yeah,
That's right.
the shop's gonna be in Whittier. We're gonna only lose money.
Yeah.
And I don't even care.
So I can ski.
So we're big, and our dad loves boating. Like our dad, he could be sitting
Turn
bobbing
your
on.
mic a little bit toward you.
he could be our
There you go.
dad could be bobbing on the water with no power and having the best day of
He'd be
his
so
life.
happy.
Yeah. So he's stoked. And so we've been using that to our advantage, as in
Come drop us off over here. Dad.
backcountry skiing in Prince William Sound. It's like
Beautiful.
Oh, sweet.
that's like our big, like the goal that we've been starting and that we're like going to continue to push for the next few years.
Yeah, it's like all our skills coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We took the Alaska mountaineering course, like for backcountry skiing. Like we did all that. And, so we're feeling pretty ready, and we've gotten like the Alaska Avalanche certification and stuff like that. So we're feeling.
You got the backpack.
Oh, we got the backpack. We got everything, and we got Uncle Troy. We could hear, you said you Uncle Troy. He had the
Drunkle
Troy. He had the antenna to our radio, and we're going up. And we can hear him talking the whole time. We can hear the whole boat. They're like talking shit, not about us, just like about life.
He's talking
banter.
But we can hear them like they're talking like this loud, and we're 2,000 feet up the face of this mountain. So we're like, hey, we can hear you. Hey, we can hear you. And they can't hear anything. And we hear like, hey, we're going to call the boys. And so before they even call, Hunter's getting his backpack off and getting the radio out.
Getting it ready.
Hey, boys. Hey. Like, whoa, that was fast. Yeah, we know. Like, we knew you were calling. He's like,
Robuck boys, this is Uncle Troy coming in. Do you copy?
Oh, that's great.
So doing that and just kind of like getting more comfortable in Prince William Sound, just in general. I speed fly and paraglide. And so I really want to take that to.
My uncle's up here right now from Jacksonville, who's came to do that.
Really?
Yeah, but the weather's been shit.
It's been bad. Yeah, it's been bad.
Pretty weather
Yeah,
dependent.
it's so weather dependent, and like I work like more than a regular job, not less. So
Yeah.
if I was a bartender, I swear to God, I'd go pro.
Doing that.
I'd go pro. It's the best thing ever, but got to make sacrifices. And,
right,
it's so fun. It is just awesome. My friend Corey Kane, he's just like the coolest guy I know, and he does it all the time. I don't know if you've seen his Instagram, but
I haven't, but I will check it out.
yeah, he just had some guys from Europe up, and they filmed a short film. I don't know if it's like fully getting released this summer or next summer, but it's about speed flying in Alaska, and he's his butt hits the grass.
Yeah, hitting the ground. Oh, it's so scary.
Man.
So frightening.
That's the next level, man.
Yeah, no, it's next level. It's next level. It's like his things are like, I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Like, don't watch this.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to do that consistently up here, just because weather we talked about, wind and all that, but like just our conditions, man, with the mountains and everything. I mean, like
everything changes so fast.
I tell my parents every day you can fly is just a different time and a different place every day. So like if you have that flexibility, you can fly every day.
Yep.
but you got to go somewhere different.
Yeah,
for
if
it.
you're going, you got to be able to go between Hatcher's Pass and turning in, and you have to be able to decide at 2 a.m. so that you hit the wind at the right time. Like it's just such a commitment.
Yeah, my uncle was telling me about that, and he's flown everywhere. He's like hardcore. Colombia, he's been in like the Middle East. He goes everywhere with that glider. And that's why he came up here. He came up here to hunt. He came up here for the hunt, but he added an extra 2 weeks to go fly.
Wow,
That's cool.
But it's been like pouring rain. I don't think he's gone out
What
yet.
were his like
Hunkering
specific
down.
locations that he wanted to like jump from?
He knew a
Is that
guy.
what you do? You jump?
You basically like I tell my
Yeah,
mom,
run off.
you're not jumping, but you're basically run off like a steep cliff.
But not even a lot. He was explaining it to me. He's like, you're like 3 steps,
few
and if
steps.
the wind's right, you're just like,
It catches you and you just go.
Yeah.
You know the dunes at Kincaid where the motorcycles are?
Yeah.
That's just this cliff that you're running off of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you could walk up
It's
and
about
down,
500 feet or
but you
whatever
could
that
walk
is.
up and down it like totally comfortably.
Okay, so you could like and then go back up.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got to do that on low tide.
But if you get even high tide, but if you get the right wind, you just stay cliff high.
Oh, you can just sit there and just glide.
Yeah, it's like pushing up the hill. So
Yeah.
it just
Yep.
gives
He
you
was
light.
explaining to me the thermals and the
Yeah.
time and all that stuff, and
There's a lot to
very
it.
impressed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot to it.
Yeah, it's very, very like specific weather dependent.
Yeah.
And poor guy, it's just been like pouring.
just sitting here,
in
we're
weeks.
just with an Oosik stirring his coffee, waiting.
Paragliding is the biggest definition of waiting around that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a hurry up and wait thing.
Yeah, you sprint to the top of the mountain. And it's like not
Hurry
right.
up and
I've gone to the top of the mountain probably 8 times, and it's worked out twice.
Yeah, when he was learning, he'd go and he'd be gone, go out to like Hatchers or whatever with the instructor. So he's gone for 6 hours. How was the flight? Oh, I didn't get to fly today. Like, you were gone for 6 hours. What are you talking about? No flight. Yeah.
And you're skipping work with your family, so
Everyone's
excited.
what were you doing?
Yeah.
Because we got some shit to press.
Yeah. We need some pictures or something.
We need some photos.
That better have been worth your time.
Oh, that's funny.
Hunter, you don't do it?
I do not.
Okay.
No, haven't got
You
it. I've
opted out
gone
on
tandem with someone before, but haven't broken into that yet.
So the brothers
What-
don't do every single thing.
What I have a
together.
problem with is like because it seems super fun. I mean, it sounds awesome, but
I would never do it. but
spreading
that's cool to
yourself
listen about.
too thin, because there's, especially being in Alaska, it seems like there's so many different fun things to do.
Oh,
so you can
man.
do this, and you
Yep.
can do this, you can do
Yep.
this, and all of a sudden you're backcountry skiing one weekend out of the year because you have so many other activities. So finding activities and then like other activities that use the same skills and equipment have been kind of like what I'm trying to gear towards. So you're not buying
You're
8 different
maximizing-
sets of equipment,
Yeah.
and you get to still do the things that you like. But like, so like we backcountry ski, and then this year we decided, all right, we want to try snow machining, because that's like the same, sort of the same gear, a little bit different, but then like we can take each other up the mountain and ski down.
Sure.
So it's like very hand in hand.
You're being more efficient with your ability with the time you have.
Right, because there's only a finite amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing we don't have enough of. Right.
Right.
I've always been like very envious of like Alaskans that have like all of it. They have a cabin, the salt boat, the machines to go ride in, and then they got snow machines, and then they ski, and I'm just like, man, it's like so cool you have all that stuff, but do you have time to
Yeah,
enjoy
when do you
all that
use it
stuff?
all?
I
That's
mean,
the question. Yeah.
the salt boat gets used once a month. The cabin gets used in the winter for snow machining. The fly rods come out twice because it's June, but I'm trying to go out in Prince William Sound and catch halibut, and it's like,
Right.
how do you like do all of it?
And then everything more that you get, you got to make more money to pay for all those things.
Yep.
You got to work more,
Insure
so you
it
have
and
less
store it
time
and-
to then use the
yeah.
thing. So yeah, it's a good balance that you got to try and
Yeah.
find for sure.
I like your theory on that part. Like, use it for multiple things.
Yeah, like
Because I'm like the king of like, I got this like one thing that it just gets used for this, and it gets used once a year. It's like,
yeah.
that doesn't make a lot of sense to invest in something that gets used once a year.
He lets me test a lot of things out like that for sure.
Okay.
He jumps into them a lot more, and then it's like, all right, I can see myself
let's
doing
see how
that.
that's
All right,
going.
let me
Okay.
try that on, make sure it fits. All right,
For every-
perfect.
Yeah, cool.
For every 3 sports I try, this guy's trying one. And it's
All right.
usually the right one.
And then and then we'll do it, and then you stick with it.
Because
Okay.
when you do things together, you do it a lot more, you know. So,
Yeah.
You
Okay.
got, you got your
So
brother.
you got
coming.
somebody to go with you and do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I went spearfishing this summer for the first time.
Ooh, I like
because
that.
Here in Alaska?
Yeah. Have you
For
seen
pike?
That? No.
Halibut.
Not pike.
Lincoln.
Have you seen
Salmon. Lincoln
salmon,
rocks.
baby?
Salmon?
Fucking red salmon.
What?
Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
yeah.
Have you heard of the guy I Breathe Water?
No.
This guy's nuts.
Oh, down in Homer.
Yeah. This
I
guy
breathe water?
Yeah, he's nuts. He works for Coldwater, Alaska. He is off the charts. I can't even come close. But this is me spearfishing a salmon
Oh, yeah.
in Prince William Sound.
Okay, so you can get away with that in the salt, but you couldn't do that in the river.
No, not in the river.
Yeah, because it's against
Is it this guy?
regulations.
Like dip net.
John Dornellis?
John. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. So he just worked in Homer. He gets halibut. Dude, look at that halibut.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Holy
massive.
shit.
Look at that. That's crazy.
That's like a 40-pounder.
I think I'll
Yeah.
take you for a ride.
Yeah,
That's
no.
insane. I don't
This
know how he
guy
does that.
smokes.
That's cold water, too.
Like, he's awesome. So
Chili.
mine is 7.5 millimeters thick. My wetsuit, and his is probably thinner. His is probably 5.5.
Just to barely move in
Wow,
there.
what a badass.
But you're. I'm not cold at all. He's probably a little cold, and you're like hunting, dude.
Look at this dude.
You're hunting.
Look at the, what?
To get my salmon, I had to like hide behind a rock. I had to like keep my head down because if the salmon saw my eyes, they would swim away. I had to like keep my head down.
Yeah.
And then like I looked up and saw this tube of salmon swimming by me, and I just popped one, and it was the craziest experience of my life.
Wow. I breathe water.
Yeah, that guy's the king. He's the only reason I've even thought about spearfishing salmon. So all credit goes to him.
We need to get him on the podcast.
Oh, he's definitely he's got to be find. He's got to be the man.
Yeah. I know that's big in like Hawaii and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he's from Florida.
But Alaska, I mean, a halibut?
Yeah. And I think it's supposed to only be better in the winter. And so we're always kind of looking for like what people are doing in the winter. That's our slow time. So like if we can get you in because you're visiting Northern Lights, if we can get you in because you're halibut fishing in Homer
or winter king fishing or something.
Winter king fishing, like if we, whatever we can target that you're doing, like we're interested not only because we want to do it for fun, but because we want to make some money off of you. So
yeah
we're in it for both.
That's great.
I want that fish, but I also want that sale.
Yeah, that's right, man. For profit, right?
Yeah. Hunter and Gunnar, man, we appreciate you guys coming in, man. You guys' life is awesome. Thank you to your parents also and the uncles and the grandparents that created this business and how it passes down from generation to generation. It's such a unique culture thing that you guys are keeping alive. Obviously, gold mining, silver mining, any type of mining is huge in Alaska. And so anyone that is like finding the way to integrate that and I suggest you guys get that YouTube page popping. I think you guys would blow up. What'd you call them? The Booty Brothers?
The Booty Brothers. The Booty Brothers, bro.
I think we got something here.
I think that's going to be the show name.
There it is. We appreciate you guys coming in.
Man.
Thank you for spending your time. Good luck on the moose hunt.
Yeah, thank you.
I
really appreciate that. That's going to be exciting. We're super stoked.
You guys want to practice quick alcohol? Or?
Yeah, let's do it.
Teach us
how to do it. You guys.
We don't even know. What do you do?
You don't even know?
We're so new that we don't even know.
Okay. This is what I taught my uncles, and obviously Brandon's better than me.
Go for it.
You want to kind of cover the top of your nose where you're almost nasally like that. And then I told them you want to dig your thumbs under your jaw.
Jaws,
like you're right here. Like you can feel your throat right there, right?
Yeah.
And start slow and come with a...
Nice. I know it's kind of embarrassing.
You're not fucking with me right now.
No, I'm serious. That's it. That's
it. At the same time. Ready?
That was great. They're knocking at the door. They're knocking at the door.
I can hear a bull trashing the brush right now. He's like, whoa, two at the same time? I'm coming in.
Man.
I got a threesome up in this motherfucker.
Get the moose Oosik.
That's it, man. No, man. Thank you guys again too for what you're doing in our community in the culture of Alaska, and keeping something alive that is. I don't necessarily. I mean, I guess I'm just not really knowledgeable on like gold and what it's still translates into the world and the economy, and you know, I'm kind of like I live under a rock, but you know, you guys are the epitome of Alaskan made. And I don't mean that like in a corny way. I mean that like you do Alaskan made shit. You're Alaskan made human beings. Yep. You come from that cloth, and keep doing what you're doing. And maybe one day you guys will have some kids and keep passing it on and doing your thing. And
that's the goal.
Yeah, thank you guys. And dude, good luck on the moose hunt, man. Go get that bull.
We'll let you know how we do.
And thanks you guys too, because there's not a lot of people in Alaska doing this. It seems like you're creating a cool culture and atmosphere, inviting local Alaskans on and talking to people that I would never have listened to before. And I'm getting, like I said, I really like your gear checks and reviews and seeing what to do with good gear and stuff. And
that Iditarod guy. I'm getting a whole new. Yeah. I'm getting a whole new ski setup because of Eddie.
Yeah, man.
That guy's gonna cost me $2,000. Thanks,
Eddie. Thanks, Eddie. Look, if you can just get anything out of an episode that helps whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's a connection with a person or gear or an activity, if it's just getting you out there, because we have all this in our backyard, right? Backcountry skiing, speed flying, spearfishing, moose hunting, all of it, man. Like, we just have it at our fingertips.
Yeah, it's so close.
That's beautiful, man.
We're listening to the great nephew of the first guy that climbed Denali or whatever that guy's name that was on here, and I was like, Gunnar, man, we got to get after it. What are we doing, man? We got to go out there and start doing some more stuff. Dude. Yeah, like, so it just encourages everyone, I think, to just try and not in a bad way, but like just one up the next thing, just trying to just do more and more. It's like, I didn't even know that was possible.
In all reality, man, we're just all like regular people. Living here in this world, in this Alaskan lifestyle and culture, and everybody has a little unique
niche.
Yeah, a little niche to it,
man.
Like a detail on one of them coins.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's right, man.
And for us, just hearing about everyone's coolest day every day, it's like, are you gonna live a boring life? Or are you gonna, like, everyone's telling you the coolest thing they've done in their whole life every day of your life, and so that makes the average day boring. It's terrible. It's a curse, because we're looking at each other
like, what time we get off?
What are we doing tonight? Like, you hear what they did yesterday? Like, that was crazy.
We need to plan some shit.
We need to go
you talk to people that have been zip lining up to Denali, doing this, doing that. It's like,
they saw 6 sheep yesterday.
That's amazing. It is amazing.
Gotta love it.
There's pressure.
Thank you, fellas.
thank you guys.
Thank you, Alaska, for listening. Get after it. Go visit the Alaska Mint. We appreciate you. And number one, stay wild.
You'll remember my speaking to you of what I call your overcautiousness. Are you not overcautious when you assume that you cannot do what the enemy is constantly doing?
The Alaska Wild Project podcast is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Barney's Sports Chalet, supplying hunters with the best hand-selected gear since 1963. The exclusive home of frontier gear built for the rugged Alaskan terrain. Your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Visit Barney's today at 906 West Northern Lights.
Arbor Digital, the forefront of digital assets, cryptocurrencies, and wealth management, providing a low-cost, research-based investment strategy for Alaskans looking to invest their hard-earned money. Visit arborcapital.io today to put your money to work.
Tailored Restoration 24-hour emergency home services, helping Alaskans restore their dreams since 1972. Services include fire, water, mold, post-emergency cleaning, repair, and remodeling. Give them a call in Anchorage, Eagle River, Matsu, or Fairbanks. Hit them up at tailoredrestorationalaska.com.
Total Truck and Alaska Overlander, Alaska's premier supplier for custom automotive accessories and overlanding products, providing all-inclusive rental vehicles and trailers custom outfitted to explore the Alaskan backcountry with a unique and convenient traveling experience.
Serrano's Mexican Grill, 2 locations, one on Tudor, one on Northern Lights. The Northern Lights location has their new tequila bar. Check it out. Also see their daily specials at serranosmexicangrill.com.
TheTreehouseAK.com, located at 341 Boniface Parkway, Alaska's own and grown cannabis and CBD store. Ask the bud tender what the strain of the day is to get your 10% off. The Treehouse, where the culture lives.
The Connoisseur Lounge, Alaska's premier locally owned and operated cannabis retailer, located in the heart of Palmer, Alaska. Their cultivated products include Snowcap Romance, Aurora Haze, Super Glue, and much more. Find them at theconnoisseurlounge.net.
AKO Farms, located in Sitka, Alaska, built from the ground up with concentrates as their single motivation, with exclusive products such as their sugar wax, full spectrum diamond sauce cards, and more. Ask your local bud tender about AKO. Marijuana has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming and addictive. Marijuana impairs concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence. There are health risks associated with consumption of marijuana. For the use of only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children, and marijuana should not be used by women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
The Bait Shack, located on Ship Creek upstream of the bridge. Can't miss the bright red shack. They are the go-to fishing gear rental and guide service on Ship Creek. Tight lines and fish on. Come hook into the action with them. Hit them up at thebaitshackak.com.
Anchortown Dogs, located on 4th Avenue across from the old 4th Avenue Theater. Look for the blue and gold umbrella. From reindeer dogs to bomb euros, they've got you covered. Anchortown Dogs, your local gourmet hot dog and sausage cart.
Crude Magazine, Alaska-based media outlet using the last frontier as a springboard to discover larger truths about the cultures of our great state. Read more at crudemag.com.
Lawn Pro AK, Alaska's year-round professional property maintenance team. Services include snow and ice management, weekly lawn care, and more. Get your free estimate today at lawnproak.com.
Double Shovel Cider Company, located off of Arctic and 58th, handcrafted Alaskan-made colonial ciders. They also have a tap room downtown on the corner of 5th and E. Stop by today and taste an award-winning cider.
Lady with a Plan, your own Alaska event planner. From scouting the perfect location to planning the tiniest details, specializing in event management and production for intimate social gatherings. Find Lady with a Plan on Instagram.
Should you not claim to be at least his equal in prowess and act upon the claim? I say try. If we never try, we shall never succeed. This proposition is a simple truth, and it's too important to be lost sight of for a moment. If we cannot beat the enemy where he now is, we never can. It is all easy if our troops march as well as the enemy, and it is unmanly to say they cannot do it.